Hello, one and all. Welcome back to MIRRORMOURN. I am your game master, Esper, and we are getting right back into the action in our campaign. Why don't you all introduce your characters, and we'll get back to the games here at the Skyspire Palace.
Hello everyone, I'm Warsor and I play Wallykos, the level 9 Ranger half-elf.
I'm Vince, and I am playing Vapor, the Wild Magic Sorcerer.
I'm Nick. I'm playing Noki, the level 9 Barbarian and Fighter.
And I'm Adam, and I'm playing Igear, the Hobgoblin Armorer Artificer. Artificer, however you say that.
So, where are you all? Is this even the world of MIRRORMOURN still? Are you on the material plane still? That is very much a question up for debate as you went through a opaque, obscured cloud column and appeared somewhere very cloudy and very stormy, and even the ground itself is made from some sort of solidified cloud stuff, and so much of there are buildings constructed upon it. You have entered into the cloud arena here at the Skyspire Palace. The master of this realm, as it were, as this domain, is Lord Zafarian, a rather elemental being himself, appearing as nothing so much as a great cloud with a statuesque man's face appearing in it. And you have committed to a great wager. On your end, you have wagered this magical portal painting that's been with you for some time, a wondrous item of peculiar and great ability, and he is wagering a scroll of the spell Instant Summons along with a 1000 GP value sapphire gem. You each have begun on one of these platforms, and each platform has this column that rises up quite high. They all go up to an elevation of 150 feet, so quite high up there. At top of each of these four columns is a big gong with a nice heavy mallet, and you have 4 minutes in which to ring, physically by hand, maybe not ring, sound each of the gongs. If you do not ring all four of them, you have lost the game. Also, if you go out of the bounds, which is marked by these not always quite so apparent walls, but the perimeter, you are also declared dead. This is not intended to be Mortal Kombat, but hey, you know, accidents can happen sometimes. Each of you on your pillar started off next to this stand that had a potion vial, and each of you have seen the potion vial. You can't very well talk to each other because there is a massive storm with fierce howling winds and rumbles of thunder and bolts of lightning streaking down. So really you would have to be like screaming right in someone's face for them to be able to even hear you. But you each see this potion. Each one has a color to the liquid, and on the stopper there are 3 letters written or painted onto it. In Zafarian, as he stated, "I won't tell you which potion is which. That is for you to figure out. But one is a potion of spider climb. One is a potion of blur. One is a potion of water walk. And the last is actually a vial of poison. And please, do be careful, will you? That poison is lethal." We've gone through one round of the combat. I'll tell you what the setup is in terms of initiative, and then we're going to jump right into round 2. We start off with Vapor. You are right here. You're currently prone, haven't been flung down. Then there's a chance for a lightning strike. Then there's Wallykos, who is there. He is climbing. You're at an elevation already of 65.
95 feet, Esper.
95, of course. Yeah. A 6 is but a 9 upside down.
Let me just think about that for a second.
I think it's 65.
You might be right because I remember I was going to double my speed. No, wait. There's definitely... It's 150 feet.
Mm-hmm.
It was 95. I'm 100% because the math works out that 65 was my movement speed if I gained an extra 30, and I knew I could have 10 extra feet above 150.
Okay.
I could go back and look at the video.
Here's my offer to you. My notes and my own recollection says it's 65 feet. The air elemental is at 90 feet. So if you're supposed to be at 95, you can be. That's fine if you remember that's the way. But that would put the air elemental like adjacent to you.
Correct, and that was why he summoned it there at 90 feet because it was 5 feet away from me. That is exactly how it was.
And Igear is there. You are just on the platform. It's actually 20 feet up that platform. Then there's an air elemental at plus 90. Then Lord Zafarian himself, who is at plus 150. Okay, so he's right up there. He has summoned or otherwise called in this air elemental. And then last but not least is Noki, who is here. You are climbing the column. You're at plus 70. You're at 70 feet up. You are also in the midst of a barbarian rage. We begin with the second round of combat. Vapor. You lie on the ground, which is a pretty hard ground, and you had just been grasped up in a whirlwind, flung to the ground. Really, what happened was the whirlwind kind of like pulled you away like a tornado, and then it seemed like Zafarian just stopped his control or command or concentration on the whirlwind and just let it just diminish, and you fell. And in this falling, in this great pain, something flashes within you. This spark of elemental air magic, this spark of wild magic in your blood. I would like you, this is a free thing, make a Charisma Arcana check. You're muted.
No, I was doing the math in my head. 14.
14. As you were falling, there was a sensation within you, a desperate sensation, and you were trying to command the air, to stop yourself, to do something with your air power. And alas, it just doesn't happen like you wanted, and you hit the ground, and like maybe a moment after you kind of levitate up a few inches and then land back down. Something was within your grasp there, but it slipped away for the time being. It's your turn.
All right. As much as Vapor would love just to lay there on the ground.
You had inspiration, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not going to be using it right now.
Okay.
No, because I'm thinking I might need it for something down the line.
Just for the sake of everyone who watches this, after each session we vote on who got inspiration for that session. So Vapor got voted for the last one. So that's why you have it. Okay. All right.
As I was saying,
Esper, wait. Sorry to interrupt. Esper, could you fix the videos? My internet hiccuped for a second. It moved everyone.
Oh, it did, didn't it? Okay. I will do
sorry.
that.
I figured take care of that now.
Yeah. This is going to look funky for just one moment, everybody, but it will.
Hi, my name is Noki. I'm a barbarian.
Quickly be remedied.
Yeah. And Vince is.
Yeah. Vince is you. You're me. Yeah.
Yeah, I see that. Okay. What do I want to do? Okay, just bear with 1 second, everyone. This is going to look a little bit funky, but I'll get it.
That's fine.
Okay, we should be back in order. There we are. Okay, sorry. With no further ado, Vapor. Lord Zafarian is up there. He's watching. He doesn't seem to actually be on some sort of like aggressive rampage, so much as watching what you all are doing and responding.
All right. Vapor will, because I know he's prone, will have to use half his movement to stand himself back up. And I think he's going to start making his way counterclockwise around the tower, trying to break line of sight with the Storm Lord.
The winds are extreme, fierce, violent, hurricane-like things. Make a strength saving throw, Vapor.
No, that's not going to do it.
Not going to do it? Okay.
Nope.
Well, I believe you. One. The winds whip in all sorts of erratic fashions, and they actually blow you, we're going to call this north, to there.
Shit.
And it does not knock you prone, so you're still on your feet. You've used half your speed. All right, you may continue.
All right. Oh, he's gonna try to. Gonna have to use a dash action. You want to do that?
Okay, so you're still set on getting back up onto the platform. Is that right?
Behind the platform.
Oh, you're wanting to get like around back there?
Yeah, get out of his sight just for a little bit.
Okay, so there's like your speed, and then a dash will take you to there.
Yeah, and that's all I can do. It's not what I wanted, but okay.
The lightning flashes. A bolt strikes down in an area that does not contain any of you all. Wallykos, you are now being harried by an air elemental.
Alright, I've had my thing planned for a week. First thing, bonus action, casting... Zephyr Strike on myself. And that spell means that until the spell ends, movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks. So
Nice.
Wallykos will climb 35 feet of his normal movement. I will then burn the spell to increase my speed by 30 feet until the end of that turn, which I then 35 plus 95 puts me at 130. 30 more movement on top of that would get me 150 to the top, and then 10 feet towards the center. I assume that puts me right next to the gong.
With great
Sound.
expedience, you reach the top of the column. Zafarian's eyes are upon you.
I use my action to ring the gong.
Let me see if he has anything he can do about that.
Certainly, a reaction would be applicable, but this all happens on my turn, so it would have to be something in reaction to me ringing the gong or moving.
Yeah, it can't be a legendary action because that happens after your turn.
He has no reaction in this current moment that would help him. The gong
That's
sounds.
good.
A light, like a distant and pale storm, glints about the top of the column. Well done, Wallykos.
That's 2 first level slots used, no other spell slots used. I am done. Can I go prone just to avoid ranged attacks, make it harder to target me with any attack rolls? Plus, prone might increase my stability, in theory.
You drop prone.
Yep. That's it. I don't know if he's the vengeful sort or not, but just in case the winds
Ha
whip
ha
up.
ha ha ha! You hear he says something. It's hard to make out, but you can hear like his laughter booming
Yeah.
upon the storms.
I remember that all happened in 12 seconds, so that was probably pretty quick. Who's up after me? Or is it
Zafarian's
his
gonna be-
legendary?
Zafarian's taking a
Yeah.
legendary action.
Makes sense. It's a new round. He has 3, or did he use one already prior to his last turn?
Last round, he used that whirlwind.
Mhm.
That seemed to be the only legendary action he took.
Mhm. We just gotta keep an eye on how many he has. Kind of like if he uses his reaction, we just keep an eye on it.
He's going to invoke the whirlwind onto Wallykos. I actually have a token for it this time.
Of course he is.
Make a
Strength
strength
saving
saving
throw?
throw.
Of course. That's only 11.
Alas.
I don't know if being prone helps in any way. That's entirely up to you.
No
Mechanically, I
effect.
don't
No
think it
effect in
does.
this case.
That's fine. So he flings me out.
You are flung out of bounds.
Whoa, hang on a second. Out of bounds?
You are falling. Unless you have some way to stop yourself, you will fall out of
No.
bounds.
I do have ways to stop myself if I can do it on my turn. However, it seems to me that you've given other enemies an opportunity to grab onto edges and things when they would fall to their death, or in this case, out of bounds. An extra save of forced movement that would throw me off a fall. Does that ring any bells?
It was an orc.
Mm-hmm. The whirlwind pulls you inside it to here.
Okay. Okay.
Then the whirlwind dissipates. What would you grab onto?
So I'm 150 feet in the air.
Hmm.
Isn't there an edge that I could maybe aim towards and try to...
I think you're right at the edge of the wall there.
Yeah. As I'm falling past, maybe I'll have a
Make-
chance to grab it.
Make a... I think this would be an acrobatics. This seems like acrobatics to me. Unless you can think of something else. I guess maybe athletics also could... I could see either one of those being applicable. So
A
what would you like?
dexterity save or anything like that, or do you think it is going to be an athletics acrobatics? Because I'm
Well,
fine.
it'd be a skill check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're
Athletics-
actively trying to do something.
My thought is he's a climber. He naturally has a climb speed.
Okay.
He's going to try and grab on and just hold on. No, regardless of the pain, he'll take the fall damage
Okay.
as if he fell. But he wants to hold on.
It seems pretty difficult, but I think there's a chance this could work.
A
So I'm
chance.
going to give you a high DC. Go ahead and make your check.
Yep. I have a low chance of doing it, but let's see. That's a cocked die, unfortunately. Although it would have been 18. Okay. That's 24. 19 on the die.
So you grasp, you kind of slam, but you grasp it simultaneously. Lip of the wall, and you hit it. And like I said, this is pretty difficult, but you make your check.
Take the damage.
It's still going to deal
Choose the
damage to you. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not 150 feet though.
Okay.
It's gonna be less than that. We'll count as 120. So
Roll it up. I'll take it.
39 damage.
Got it.
You slam onto the wall, grasping it simultaneously. Almost feel like your arms are going to get dislocated for all the force that you suffer. It's greatly painful, but you keep yourself in bounds. And you hear another booming laughter of Zafarian and his, cloudy eyebrows. They raise up so much that even like wisps start coming off of his forehead. Whoa! He's
Barely hanging on.
mightily impressed by what just happened there. Okay, so we're gonna say you're at plus 30 on the wall. Igear, we're on to you now.
Okay, so Zafarian is still there, where he is there, which is still in range of the thing that I do, which is that I cast...
Hypnotic pattern.
Yes, indeed.
Let's see if this can hook into him.
So he gets another wisdom save.
Okay. You cast a hypnotic pattern.
He's never used a legendary resistance yet, so we don't know if he has them.
That's true.
Exactly.
Okay.
I just recall he made his last save handily.
He did, yeah. He got like a close to a 20 on the die.
It was
He rolled
in the
pretty well, I
19 to
remember.
20 range. Yeah.
20.
Oh, okay. Alright, so he
just blows out a puff, and the psychedelic pattern disperses.
Alright, well, I will start also climbing the tower that I'm on. I don't have special climb speeds, I can't fly, but, there's
You
nothing
could
else
try
to
your
distraction.
potion. Unless you think it's the poison.
You don't know what I think regarding that, but I know what I think, and I start climbing the tower.
Fair enough.
Okay. You move 10 feet there. Go ahead and make a strength athletics check.
Alright. I know that it reminded me of an Esper video from like 5 years ago. A narrated
I
adventure.
knew that this reminded me of an Esper thing, too. I was like,
Right.
I've seen these letters in
It's
this
not-
configuration.
It's not. I found it, and it's not exactly that. So, anyway, I have a 14
Maybe
on
mine
that.
is, because I remember mine.
14? Alas, you are
Yeah.
unable to get enough grip to sufficiently climb.
Alrighty, well,
We pass along... Oh, go ahead.
yep. No, that was me.
That was it? Okay. We pass along to the air elemental, which I think is going to go try to get Wallykos. Let's see.
Oh, he's
Flies
like
very
really mad at
quickly.
Wallykos.
He hasn't displayed
Apparently.
any anger. He seems more thrilling in the contest.
He's just being super ruthless right now because he saw what I could do.
Yeah, this is good. If he has a target that's one of us, he's not targeting the rest of us.
Mhm.
I hope so. I hope you guys take advantage while I last.
Well, once I get my turn, I'll try.
The air elemental itself becomes as a
A
whirlwind.
whirlwind. Yeah. What
Make
What
a
saving throw?
strength saving throw.
saving throw? Well, I'm trained in strength saves, so long as I don't roll as badly as I did the first time.
Would Vapor have eyes on Wallykos at all?
You
Or
can
just
see
barely?
him.
Okay, then I will be casting Ben Luck.
What does that do?
Is that a reaction?
It's going to give you as a reaction. I believe I can use it as a reaction.
And does it have a range?
Yeah, yeah. Make sure it has the correct range and everything.
No, it has no range.
Okay, good.
It's
Well,
a
another
pretty
creature
cool
you
wild
can see
magic
makes
source
attack
for a
roll ability,
feature.
attack roll, ability check, or saving throw. You can use your reaction to spend 2 sorcery points to roll 1d4. Apply that number roll as a bonus or penalty.
So it's like an instant
Yeah.
D4.
Yep.
Yeah,
Vapor,
so you have an
what you
extra
can do,
d4.
what you can do, Vapor, is wait and see how
Yeah.
he does on his roll,
Yeah.
And then
So
you
I'm
can
just-
apply it.
Yeah,
and
I'm just
then
my
letting
rolls-
you know
decide.
that I will
Because
do
if
that.
he rolls really high, maybe you just want to save it.
Yeah.
Well, my roll's middling. I got a 15. So that
So-
D4 could be a pretty significant
I'm gonna do that.
change.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead. Add
That's a
that
4 on mine. I rolled the.
Okay. I dropped mine on the floor, so I'm glad you got yours.
Yeah. Because it sounded like I had to roll it. It didn't sound like you rolled it. But at least that's how I read it. I'm not sure.
So that's 19 overall.
I'm fine. 19. That's pretty good. If
You are-
They have,
You're like
Yeah.
pummeled and buffeted by this whirlwind, but it does not rip you off of the wall. It will deal half damage to you.
certainly.
18 half to 9 bludgeoning.
That's a lot.
So, yeah, you're buffeted by the air elemental, but otherwise, in not really any worse shape. And then, as soon as that kind of plays itself out, it kind of runs its course, and then the air elemental returns, kind of reverts back to its normal form, which is already a little bit whirlwind-like to begin with, but I think you get what I mean. Very well. Well done. Let's see. It's right there with you. Lord Zafarian himself. Okay. Don't mind me. Just checking some things on my DM screen. Just measuring some distances of some stuff. Okay. Okay, I think that'd be pretty good. Zafarian does just a bit of moving. Just comes down a little bit in elevation is all. He just basically seems to be adjusting his position a bit. Looks one way, looks the other. He'll come down to 120 elevation. And you see he's, the like the gesture that he does when he invokes his whirlwind, he's in the midst of that, but does not fully complete it. Noki, it's your turn.
I climb up, dash 80 feet.
80 feet? That will get you to the top, Noki.
Oh, I'm at the top?
You're already at 70. If you go 80, that will get you to the top. Is that what you're wanting?
Let me think, because he's like readying an action, obviously. So if I do something, he's just gonna blow
He'll just
me off.
legendary blow you off as soon as he can see you.
Yeah, exactly.
You might want to wait like.
I know that's what I'm
5
doing.
feet
Yeah, that's
below.
exactly the plan. Yeah, I'm just gonna
Sorry.
wait like about 5 feet below where he still can't see me, and then I don't think I could like ready move. Is that I don't think that's possible. Like readying a movement.
Here's what I will say to you, O barbarian who is barbarically raging. I don't know that waiting fits well with raging. So you could end the rage after only using it for one round, or you can just rage all the way up to the top and stay in your rage. What do you like?
It might be better just to risk the strength save while you're raging.
You will
like
give you
going next to
advantage on a strength save for being in a rage.
Yeah. I'm just
He only
debating
has so
because,
many
like,
Even though there
legendary
are
actions.
certain circumstances in life
Yeah.
where one must wait, and that makes one
Yeah.
want to rage.
Yeah,
This is
one
not-
of those
not
things
quite
is it's just like
how
I
the barbarian
only
rage
have
works.
I only have one action surge which I wanted to use to ring it instantly, but if I get like flung off on a reaction, then I'd basically be wasting my instant ring.
So
And I do have
Wait,
here's
two
what
more
I
rages
say:
left.
end your rage and continue with like thinking and strategizing and waiting and stuff, or just stay in your rage, just go to the top and just try to brute force it. What would Noki do?
Wait. You have an action surge. Can't you just ring the gong when you get to the top?
Yeah, but if he reacts to me ringing it, then he's
He
still gonna blow
wants
me
to-
off.
He can't react, or else he would have when I did it.
Yeah.
No, but he's readying something.
Oh,
right
he
now.
readied an
Yeah,
action.
he readied
never
an
mind.
action. Yeah, I'm just
He'll
gonna wait.
probably.
I'm just gonna
Okay.
wait. I have another rage.
Okay, so you
Like, wait 5 feet below where you can't see me.
temper your rage, calm yourself down, and just sort of hold on, waiting for the opportune moment. Vapor, we return to you. You are not on a platform. Make a strength saving throw as the storm winds assail you.
Nope.
Nope. Okay. I don't know. Strength
My
save probably
D20s
your
are not
strong
rolling really well, so
Maybe they'll
I'm-
blow you in the direction you want.
It actually blows
I'm
you
hoping.
to the northeast, if we can call it northeast. There you are.
Is there a way to get up onto that platform that I started on from? That's where Vapor's at right there.
Yeah, you could climb up one of these protrusions, just kind of lift yourself up onto it.
I think he's gonna have to do that because otherwise he's just gonna keep getting blown around.
Okay, so we'll say that just takes you like half speed when you hop up, so 15. There. Okay, you still have your action there.
If he dashes, could he get behind the pillar again?
Hop up 20. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Get you there like
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, because Vapor right now just wants to get outside, but like if he's gonna keep getting blown around, he'll take that risk. But yeah,
It seems
I
that
think
when
that's what
someone
he's
is
gonna do.
on the platform,
There's
that-
something
that
preventing
wind
it.
effect is yeah, it's not so strong, or you're shielded off of the worst of it.
All right. Yeah, that's gonna be Vapor's turn. I can't really do anything else right now.
That's fine. You all still have plenty of time. Chance for, well, the lightning strikes. Chance it might be striking at one of you all. Indeed it is. I'm just going to roll this up randomly, going down the line. 1 Wallykos, 2 Vapor, 3 Noki, 4 Igear. 4 Igear. Make a dexterity saving throw, Igear, as a bolt
Oh boy.
streaks down instantaneously onto you.
It's a good thing I'm not absolutely terrible at those, but we'll see how that goes. Ooh, that is a 6. I get zapped.
6 is not so good. You take 22 lightning damage.
Ouch. Okay.
Wallykos, you are grasping onto a part of the wall, this stony wall, and you've got this air elemental basically encircling you, pummeling you.
Correct. Yep.
But you're still conscious, and you're still technically in bounds.
Correct. I've taken a lot of damage, but damage is not down yet, so. Is it my turn? Yes?
It is your turn.
I'm going to cast Zephyr Strike another time to get myself that no attack of opportunity movement, which I will use to climb 35 feet and get basically back into bounds and head to the other way, to to the right of the map is where I would like to go. So straight towards Aygir's tower. Just get me as close towards Aygir's tower as my 35 feet can get me.
Okay, so you're like 30 feet up, and you're going diagonally, so it's going to get you... you'll be kind of into a dash. Or wait, is your speed increased right now?
My speed will be increased, and I'm going to burn it, so I'll have 65 movement.
Okay.
But I keep the no attack of opportunity until I get out of his reach, basically.
There is a Zephyr burst upon you, and you just skitter down the wall and go darting across the ground. And
I imagine it's sort of like there's a white blur to him, like almost a raven shape that cuts through the air as he moves. And so that was his first movement. I am going to dash 65 more feet, but aim me northeast, more east than north, to try and get some cover basically, from his line of sight. Yeah, I think get me to the back of that, and actually, I'd like to go up. I don't need to go that far, Esper. Like, go back about 10 to 15 feet, and then I should be touching, right about there is where I'll start making my climb for about 15 feet up. I think you said it was 20 feet to the top of that platform.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'll be 5 feet below the edge, out of his sight. Bonus action, walk, done.
Actually,
Certainly. Do you have a reaction while I was running?
Yeah,
Okay.
Zafarian would have done something. I don't think he
Move
would
me,
just...
revert my move, and
Yeah, while
we'll-
you're basically just right as you're getting away from the air elemental, he unleashes the whirlwind on you. Make a strength saving throw.
Of course. Nat 20.
Woo! Okay, so...
The White Raven protects.
oh my gosh, I took the whirlwind token off. I didn't mean to do that. That's okay, I can get it back. Okay, so the whirlwind is there for now. We'll go ahead and keep it. You do that, and then and you climb up. How much did you say you were able to climb up?
15 feet. So
15
I'm
feet.
5 feet. I'm 5 feet below the top of the platform
Okay.
that Igear was on.
Okay, so you start climbing up the back of this kind of taller, bigger platform. And it is actually Igear's turn now. You have twice now tried to hypnotize Zafarian, and he willfully resisted that and dispersed it, just like someone blowing away a bunch of dandelion fluff.
All right. Well, this time I'm going to try and climb the tower first.
You
Make
do not have a
a
climb
strength
speed, right?
athletics check.
Okay. That's going to be a bit better. That is a 19.
19 is enough.
Okay.
What is your speeds? 30?
35. Or no, 30. It's just this is the
Okay, you could go up 15 and take an action, or you could dash up 30.
I will go up 15 and turn back around, extend a hand with my gauntleted fist itself acting as an arcane focus, and cast Hypnotic Pattern once again.
Okay, you're bound and determined. Here we go.
He's got to fail a save one of these days.
19.
Okay, well,
No, he doesn't.
the more I do it, the more it increases the chances that one of them will be a failure.
Well, there's always the chance that I'm gonna.
I don't think that's how math works, Aygir.
And
Yeah, it does.
The chance is
always.
always the same.
on the
let him have his moment.
the end of my turn, I glance at a goblin face-shaped little silver ring on my left, or my right, like worked into my right gauntlet, and that's my turn.
Okay, so perhaps you have some trick that you're thinking about deploying.
I have an Artificer infusion that I retrained when I leveled up.
The
Is
air
that with a
elemental,
dash?
the air elemental speeds over to Wallykos. It's
Remember,
not
it has to change
quite-
elevation.
Yeah, it's not quite. It doesn't have quite enough speed to actually get itself around you, but it does get within melee reach. Well, it reaches out for you with a grapple attempt. Make your choice: dexterity, acrobatics, or strength,
Yep.
athletics.
I'm ready.
They're just like all over you, man.
They are. It's fine. They realize I'm a threat.
Ooh, 22.
Lower than 22. I got a 14.
Okay.
So
you
I
are
am grappled. However, use this move, then that was its action, so I am just currently grappled.
Yep. That is that be true. Lord Zafarian. I think he is going to the end of the air elemental's turn, take a legendary action. And let's see. That's interesting. Also, he's going to let go of the whirlwind and put it on Igear. Put a new one on Igear.
Not gonna lie, as long as he's not putting on me, I'm happy because like
No, just
next
wait.
turn I.
Just wait.
Yeah, I know.
Igear, make a strength saving throw as you are
Okay.
assailed by the whirlwind.
Oh, okay. 15.
15 will not do it.
Yeah. Nope. Yep. All right.
I'm
And-
doubly thankful for that.
Right. I
D4.
helped.
Yeah, that D4 from earlier.
All right. It pulls you to there, and I'm not going to delete the token. I'm just going to move it away, and then he stops his concentration to let it just go ahead and dissipate.
This is a
And-
spell effect, right? It's not like a creature.
It is not a spell.
Okay.
Just a legendary.
But it does
action
appear
thing.
that he uses his concentration for the whirlwind.
Wait a second, Esper. Isn't summoning elemental a concentration effect?
He does not appear to be concentrating on that elemental.
So it's not a summoned elemental. It's some other sort of not
Yeah,
summoned.
feature of his. Yeah,
Mhm.
the whirlwind and the air elemental thing seem to be features of his.
Okay.
But you do know that he is a powerful spellcaster.
Yeah, I just thought that the summon was a concentration spell. So I guess
No.
now we know.
That's that spell actually has like a 1 minute casting time too. But you can get any kind of elemental with it. Okay, so what were you at? You're at plus 35. So not as bad of a fall as Vapor or Wallykos has taken.
Yeah.
But it does bang you up for 11 falling damage, and you
All right.
are prone on the ground.
Honestly, taking that away from somebody else who can fly is the most useful thing that could have possibly done.
Well, we'll see what happens. And then that actually
Are-
brings us to Zafarian's turn himself.
Esper, was it a conjure elemental spell? Because that is concentration. Okay, good.
Nope, it's a feature of his. It's not a spell.
Good.
But he does appear to use his concentration for that whirlwind. Let's see. He is going to do some moving. Just seeing where he might go to. Yeah. Probably there. Should have been on my other screen. I'm just strategizing stuff here. Okay. Okay. Noki and Vapor. Noki and Vapor.
Can he see me now?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Thank you for bearing with me. I just had to read a few things and measure out some stuff. Lord Zafarian casts a quickened lightning bolt upon Noki. Bonus action. Make a dexterity saving throw, Noki.
That will probably fail. Oh no, I got a 21.
You succeed.
Nice.
Yeah.
How far is Zafarian from Vapor?
I don't think he's within counterspell range.
Not within
I can distanced.
even 120 feet.
You could,
Like, he's up in
you
the
could
air.
distance it.
Damn.
That's true. He's at plus 120.
I mean,
Yeah.
lightning bolt just does
Yeah.
damage, so like I'm fine. Like it doesn't throw me off or anything, and I succeeded in my saving throws. So.
30 reduced to 15.
Not bad.
Not
Okay.
bad at all.
Action. Ready's whirlwind.
Is that a spell?
It's not a spell.
Okay.
It is a feature. We go to Noki himself.
Yeah, it really sucks because like I'm like he's just right before me every turn. So like no matter what I do, it's like I literally will never be able to actually get to the top unless I succeed a saving throw.
Well, if you were raging, you'd have advantage, and you have the belt, so you're at least a
Yeah, I
plus
know. I'm
6.
just saying like it's just like it's like almost a 50-50 even with the advantage. Yeah, I'll
You're a
just
barbarian. Just go for it.
yeah, I'll just rage and get to the top, and I don't even need to use action search here. So
Okay. You enter once again into your barbarian rage. Do you make any sound when you do that? I know there's a lot of thunder, but maybe you could like mute yourself and do it anyways. We can see your facial expression.
I mean yeah, I'd probably roar into the sky, but yeah, just get to the top, then use my action to ring the gong, and then
Your
roar.
hands become claws again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You
probably
roar.
get-
Yeah, your claws
Yeah.
protract. And just as you go to take that first reach up for the climb, he unleashes the whirlwind upon you. Make a strength saving throw
Advantage.
with advantage.
25.
You defy the whirlwind and come to the top of the
Yeah,
column.
with the advantage, I got an 18 and an 8, so
Nice. So
Alright, we
go
got it.
ahead.
Noki
Gong.
rings.
we ring it.
And as you ring it, a massive thunderhead just cracks and peels through the
That's
sky.
2 down.
Whoa! And he shouts something into the storms, and there are great multitudes watching this. Various air-based elemental life forms.
I'll roar back at him. And,
You roar as well.
indeed. All right.
The
I will,
whirlwind continues churning at your back, but
Yeah.
we can talk about that at a later time.
Dramatically whips your
Yeah.
clothing around.
Yeah. I do still have some movement, right? I still have 35 movement.
Okay. Swan dive
I'm
right
gonna
off.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go off the back though. I'm gonna go off the front, so if I do get blown, I don't get blown off the thing. So like I'm just gonna climb down 30 or however much I can.
Gotcha. You're not jumping off, you're climbing off.
Can you put me a little bit more towards the towards
He
the
wants to
middle?
be towards the middle. Yeah.
No, like
Other way.
Other way.
Counterclockwise, as per 9 o'clock.
No,
9
not there,
o'clock.
like a little bit further up. Yeah,
No,
like right
9
there.
o'clock.
There we go,
Yeah.
yeah. And then I'll just climb down as much as I can.
Your
I
speed's
won't
40
use an
feet?
Yeah, so I use 5 feet to get to the top, and then that's like 10 feet to the edge, and then that'd give
So
me
about
what,
20 feet.
25 more
down.
feet down.
Okay, so you're at like 125. Okay, that makes sense.
That's good.
Vapor, It's back to you.
Yeah, by the way, the reason I didn't do it the first time was because I was hoping he would use like some reaction or someone else and I could do it, but
That's why I'm having trouble. Give me 1 second.
Remember, whoever rings their next tower leaves only one tower he has to cover, which means he will focus everything on that one tower.
Yep.
Ideally, if we can get 2 people.
I mean, if you can get the tower this turn, that'd be huge.
Vapor definitely could get the tower this
I
turn
can
if you
get
want.
it,
He definitely
but
can.
I
Yeah,
have
there
something
is a
in the
way
back
that
of
he
my
can
head
get the tower this
I
turn.
could do, and it's I just gotta. Fuck it, Vapor's going for it. He's quicking Dimension Door. He's gonna get himself up and whack that gong.
Good stuff.
So bonus action, Dimension Door.
Mhm.
Standard action,
Yep.
ring the gong.
And the good thing is here, he's already used his reaction on me, so you don't have to worry about any strength saves here.
Yeah, that is the good thing, but it's like
It will catch him so fast off guard. There's nothing he can really do.
and like I've described Vapor's Dimension Door, it's a crack of lightning when he's not silencing it. And so there's it says he travels up and then right back down.
Basically, you go into the sky as a bolt of lightning and then shoot down.
Yeah,
as a
you
bolt of lightning.
you basically did a Thor.
Not quite. Thor doesn't travel out. No, Vapor literally is into lightning and comes back down.
This is going to make the last tower very difficult.
Yes, but I have.
So
but-
he still does have
might
his
have the
reaction. He just took his turn, but he doesn't have anything readied.
No, he did ready an action, Esper.
He used his
readied an
reaction on
action.
me.
And he used his
reaction on
readied
me.
action on Noki.
Yeah, when I
he
climbed
just
up.
took his turn. On his turn, he did a quicken lightning bolt, and then he used his whirlwind.
No, he did not do that on his turn. He did that on Noki's turn. That's how Noki climbed the tower. You said that he readies an action, and then Noki did his turn. He took his reaction.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
you
true.
did
Right
the
as
ready
Noki
on
went to
mine.
climb.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you.
Yep.
Vapor, you take the mallet. You heft the mallet. You all have three gongs ring.
Good
I also
stuff.
Now's the hard part.
You know what? Fuck it. Vapor is going to Wild Magic Surge.
Okay. This could
Maybe you get all
be-
your spell slots back.
or spell sorcery points. You never know.
Oh, by the way, didn't Vapor have like extra sorcery?
He had
I
2
did, and
extra
I did
sorcery
those
points.
to save Wallykos.
I was just making sure.
Yep, he's got it. He's on top.
3 of
I've
the
rolled
4
a 2
columns
on the
are
roll on
gone.
this table. Start of each of your turns for the next minute. Ignore the result of sequential rolls.
Ignore what?
So he rolls on the wild magic table at the start of each of his turns for the next minute.
Oh,
Or is
okay.
it 1 or a 2?
So now
So-
we just get like tons of wild magic here.
I mean, basically every single turn it's
We're
going
about to see the
go
most
off.
wild magic that we've ever seen.
Yeah,
It's very fitting for this little encounter.
I mean, it could be real bad if he just firewalls himself, of course. But there's also things like gain resistance to all damage.
We could see a
Regain-
unicorn come into play here.
Yeah.
Like that's a
Unicorn or-
possibility.
Yeah. The other thing I'm hoping for is another Dimension Door.
You could, I mean, you could regain hit points. There's all kinds of stuff.
Oh,
Let's
yeah, there's-
see what
there's a-
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm
Woo.
enjoying the wild magic
Yeah.
craziness,
So
so,
the
I'm
la-
going to
so
keep
the-
rolling with it.
So the last
Embrace
gong
your
is-
wild magic, or
So
vapor.
the last gong that
Yeah.
we need is on 1, right?
Yes, it is
Yeah.
Awesome.
Mhm.
number 1.
I'm gonna start making my way there on my turn.
We all will. And
Yeah.
he's just going to play defense. He is going to literally
I don't know, maybe
position
I'll just
himself
like
on
jump
that
off
tower.
of my platform and try and grapple him. We'll see.
Well, I have my turn planned out. It's not going to be a 1-turn kill, but it will be tying him up a little bit, hopefully.
Lightning streaks down from the all-encompassing storm system here, striking at a random point on the ground where none of you are standing.
Thankfully.
Wallykos, it is your turn. You're currently grappled
Yeah,
by an air
I
elemental.
am currently grappled. I would like to attack the air elemental, Esper.
Okay.
I am going to go ahead and make my attack. Does a 15 hit?
I think so. It sure does.
Okay. So, when I hit it, let's do these one at a time. It's going to take +5, 13 damage. And I'm using my feature, Gathered Swarm, to, when I hit a target, I can be moved by the swarm 5 feet horizontally in a direction of my choice. I push myself out of the grapple. Assuming it only has 5 feet of reach, which, if it moved right next to me, probably is the case.
The ravens spirit you out of the grasp of the air elemental.
I still technically have another attack if I wanted to, but I don't have a reach with this melee. So I'm just going to climb. I was 15 feet, 5 feet up the edge, so 5 feet of movement gets me on the platform.
What did you attack with?
Beak of the White Raven.
Beak of the White Raven. Okay.
Is that fine?
It's like staff, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you drew your staff, did like a one-handed staff hit.
Yep.
Um.
There's an object interact to pull it out.
Mm-hmm.
Part of an attack action to hit it, and then a
Okay.
free action to move myself. So.
Since you have the staff in hand, I think your climbing would be slowed. I think you still could climb.
I still have
you'd be slowed down.
I don't think so, but I'm only 5 feet from the edge, so I'm only climbing 5 feet.
I'm just mean now, like when you're moving now.
5 feet. Yes. Okay. So I get 5 feet up, and then I move to the back of the tower, which is probably another 10 feet. Get there.
Okay, you want to go back over to there?
No. To the main tower.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 5 feet up, and then the 10 feet over like you did.
Okay.
So that's, let's see, I've got 20 feet left of movement. Let's see. I'm going to use my bonus action to activate Writhing Tide. It is a thing that I haven't really used a lot. Basically, it gains me a fly speed of 10 feet, and I can hover. Hover is very important, as you're aware. It means you can't be tripped while falling or flying. It lasts for 1 minute or until I'm incapacitated. I will then go up the tower about, however much 20 feet will get me for the moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's what I was trying to refer to. I think we'll climb at half speed, so you'll go up an additional 10 and be at plus 30.
All right.
Igear, you were on the ground. You had a bit of a fall.
Taking a bit of a tumble.
Yes. There's but one gong that remains unsounded.
There is. And there's Air Elemental, and there is the man himself. So what I'm going to do, because my movement is so comparatively slow, being not able to fly, is run as much as I can directly to like the north on the map to get within 100 feet, if I can, of that air elemental.
Okay. If you want to see it, you'll go out probably like that.
Okay, and with that goblin face looking ring, it kind of glints in the storm for a moment as I use Spell Refueling Ring, which is an Artificer infusion that I had used on that ring. And I regain a spell slot, a 3rd level or lower. I only have up to 3rd level spells. I cast Lightning Bolt on the Air Elemental. Nothing else, I can at least get rid of that.
Go ahead and make your damage roll. And it's got assuredly a success. It's got 22 deck save. quick, reflexive.
Sure.
The great alacrity of the air elemental.
That's a fair amount of damage that it's going to have, though. So.
Probably not. But go ahead and tell me what you rolled.
Oh, is it resistant?
Yes.
Okay. Well.
Yeah,
it is an
I
air
fought one
elemental
before.
after all. Yeah.
It's not a fun fight.
You were using the psychic spell on it. That was actually a pretty good tactic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to resort to psychic spells, and I burnt all my spell slots.
That was
could
actually
use.
a great tactic.
Well, it still ends up being 34 damage, so halves to 17
and then to 8. It reminds me a little bit of Nick's wizard casting those fireballs on those demons that resisted fire, and they were making their save, and it was
It
well,
was
and I
brutal.
I don't know what all I have left in terms of free interactions, but I'm looking over at Zafarian, and assuming this is a free object interaction, since I have it on my person, I'm gonna just shout into the storm, "Hey!" and unstopper the vial and dump it out on the ground. So, no.
Oh, that's funny.
Can I say what it is, or
Well,
is that
I mean,
still...
people will see it. So what?
Sure.
What do
I
they see?
produce a white vial with the letters "rat" written on the stopper, and unstopper it and dump it out. And
You dump
pay
out
attention to what it is.
So
as it
it's
comes
a white liquid. Kind of like it looks like you're dumping out milk, and it just spatters and like the wind's blowing around the droplets, and that's wasted. He is pretty nonplussed by that, and I don't think he'll retaliate by putting a whirlwind in your face, though. I think he has better things to do with the whirlwind.
if he's distracted,
at the moment.
Who's up?
He's gonna put the whirlwind onto Vapor.
Noki.
So
Oh,
this one just fades away, and then a new one comes churning onto Vapor. Make a strength
Hang in
saving
there.
throw, Vapor Deer.
Call upon the Featherfall.
Don't think I can add anything to that, but let me double check. Nope, and I doubt a 17 is good enough.
I think you got it exactly. Yes, you have succeeded exactly. You resist, and you are not restrained
Vapor
in the
just
whirlwind.
grabs onto the gong and just holds onto it.
Sure.
And it's like, ah!
Good roll. Good roll. The air elemental will continue to harry Wallykos. And
The question is, do you want to grapple me or do you want to try and whirlwind me? You know what I mean? Like, both are good options.
whirlwind. Yeah, he's going to try the whirlwind. Make a strength saving throw.
Johnson.
Fortunately, I can't save you on this one, Wallykos. You're definitely
right.
out of sight.
Does a 22 do it?
Yes, yeah, you mightily resist the churning whirlwind of the air elemental.
Do I take any damage?
It is half damage. Uh, 14 halves to 7.
7. Yep. Still up. Not great, but still up.
We go to legendary act. No, he already did that. It's Zafarian's actual turn. Okay.
Mhm.
So he will. Oh, he's got one tower left. One tower left. My. Let's see.
And he's got 4 opponents still active.
Mm-hmm.
It comes down to action economy versus can he cover his goal.
That might be the way to go.
Offense or defense?
I gotta read a spell here. Give me 1 second. Okay. Oh. That's interesting. Okay. He's got what he wants to do. To see where's. Let me see what to move to. Like there. Okay, it should be like. Just bear with me. I gotta keep some things in mind. Okay. So Zafarian moves tactically to where he can get a glimpse of Wallykos and also be able to keep an eye on Igear. And
I thought
Noki.
you were going to say Noki, yeah.
Igear. So not Igear. Vapor and Noki.
Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
he's got a sight on you three. He's up pretty high, so he can probably see Aygir too.
I'm only 10 feet up the tower, so...
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we'll say he has view on all of you. He is going to be casting a spell upon Wallykos. He's going to use a heightened
Of course he is.
meta magic, which is going to impose disadvantage. There is a sensation, sort of a clinging or maybe almost a grasping sensation about you, and you need to make a strength saving throw.
Sure. He loves those strength saves. Hey, guess what? I got 23.
Oh my.
Oh wait,
Gosh,
disadvantage. Sorry.
Disadvantage.
That the first roll was a 23. I apologize. The second roll was a 9, so you got me.
Okay. There is a sound. You can barely hear it over the storm. It's just this sort of like almost like a clicking or a clasping sort of sound, a magical intonation, because there's no real visual to this. It doesn't like throw off sparks or beams of energy or anything. And
what is the spell? Yeah, what does it do?
there is
Because I may have things that influence this.
sorry, I'm pulling up the description to see if there's any immediate effect.
Okay.
Okay. At the end of his turn, Wallykos, you're kind of like pulled down or brought down, not in such a quick way so as you would take any falling damage, and it just deposits you. Really, what happens is you kind of like your climbing just gets lost. Like it's as though you can't climb.
I do have a hover speed though. I have hover and
nor
flight.
Fly. You seem though that you could still walk, but flying and climbing does not seem to be working.
Okay. I only mentioned because
concentrating on a
hover
spell.
specifically, if you reduce them to 0 movement or you don't fall due to gravity or anything.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's just that your flying and your climbing are not functioning at all.
Okay, so I'm
the
back
whirlwind
on
goes
the-
away, and he's you spellcasters. You can tell he's concentrating on a spell here.
Am I at 0 on the platform now?
Technically, you're at plus 20 because that's how high the platform is. You're just
Yeah,
standing.
but I don't care. I don't care about that. I know. I'm on the base platform.
I know that's kind of confusing with the token arrangement, but I'm going to leave it that way because
It's
otherwise
fine.
you're going to get hidden, and that could be even more confusing.
That's okay. Elemental's like 10 feet up, back where I was.
Okay, thank you all for bearing with me. There's a lot to consider there.
Yep.
We go to Noki, who still has 9 rounds of rage.
I will move as far as I can towards the first tower.
Okay, so you climb down, like dashing is what it sounds like.
Yeah, dashing, using my action to dash and just
Okay.
climb. So I
That'll
get
get you
80 feet of movement.
80 feet. All right, so you're at plus 45, and the top of this structure is plus 30. So you're just like 15 feet from the base, where the base of the column meets the top of this platform. Very well. That'll take us to...
Slow and steady. Noki, slow and steady.
Yep.
That'll go ahead and take us to the next round. Vapor, make a wild magic surge roll.
Okay. Where did I put my dice? Okay. Where is it? You remember my very first wild magic surge?
The music?
It is back. I rolled a 98.
Oh, nice.
So I have a quick question. The concentration, is that as in readying a spell, or is that the spell he just cast?
The spell he just cast, yeah.
Okay.
He's got some spells.
Then this is over.
Wallykos.
Distancing, quickening, dimension door, and swinging that mallet and banging the
Well,
last
you
ball.
can't use 2 meta magics on the
No.
same spell, I don't think. Unless it specifically says otherwise. I don't know if that's the
Why
one
would
that
you need to
says
distance a dimension door?
Because
Yeah, it's
I'm not sure
500
if that's
feet.
150, if I can make the...
I think dimension
You
door
don't-
goes
you
up to
can- I don't-
500 feet.
I don't think
then
you can
I have no
distance-
worries. Then I'm just quickening it and...
Yeah, I'm almost
Bring in the last
positive
one.
it's 500 feet.
You do have one worry, though, or one issue. He distances a counterspell.
No, measure the distance. He
Measure
has
the
to
distance.
cast
I
it.
already did. I already measured it.
And
When
then
we,
Yeah.
Vapor will
Make sure.
counterspell the counterspell.
He specifically moved there to be within counterspell range.
Vapor will counterspell the counterspell.
it looks pretty. But
What?
alright.
What level of counterspell are you using? And do you have a distance metamagic?
Yes, I
Probably
do have
does.
distance meta magic as well.
Because he was going to use the distance on
Yeah.
his. Yeah, so
And
he
I will
definitely has.
counterspell at 5th level.
You have countered his counterspell.
Good old classic.
I will roll another wild magic surge.
Can we get a description on what this looks like? Because I imagine like you start to pull down the lightning.
Vapor, like,
And he tries
does
to
his
divert the
gesturing
lightning.
and such.
Yeah.
It's like calling
Zafarian-
down. I imagine there's this lightning strike coming down,
Can
and
I-
Vapor sees, feels the magic kind of dispersing, and then this crack of thunder, and then the lightning just strikes, and Vapor's gone with another strike, bringing him back onto
Can
the
I-
other tower.
Can I just, as a headcanon for myself, this is what I see. Lightning's coming down to Vapor, and he reaches out, and the lightning bends and comes towards him. And Vapor just pulls the lightning back, and there's this tug of war for a moment, and then you just pull hard, and the wild magic just surges into you as you, jump through the lightning. Like there's a moment of struggle.
Vapor, you pull through and you win the struggle and have teleported yourself to the top of this column.
Gong.
And my size is increased by 1 size, so I'm now a large creature.
Vapor.
Large Vapor, who, if we could hear him, would have ethereal music radiating off of him. And takes up the mallet and hefts it for a gong sounding. There is a look of shock and surprise upon Lord Zafarian's face, and he shouts out to the storm what is, whipping and blasting all throughout this place. And the storm calms itself down. It's still a storm, but it's a gentle storm now as opposed to a violent one. I need to change the rules henceforth to prohibit teleportation.
Oh, boo-hoo.
He extends a cloudy hand and slaps giant Vapor upon the shoulder.
Vapor just like shakes his head, and
you, pointing to Wallykos, but especially you, were my undoing. But I have met my match this day.
You were almost my undoing, Lord Zafarian. You, I think, focused about over half of your magics trying to take me out, and it was quite an impressive show of force. I can't imagine what your enemies must face when you're really serious.
I have no enemies in this place. Wait,
we all have enemies.
Do I?
No.
What have you heard
from us, my lord?
I've heard nothing. I am simply making a statement of generality.
Well, let it be known. The great games ended and in short order. And you wasted a perfectly good potion there, Igear.
I call out, Rat! Rat poison!
Ah! A foolishly simple, obvious, and incorrect answer. Why would I do that?
Doesn't matter.
Rat poison. Ha!
What was it anyway?
I can afford much greater poisons than a rat poison.
Well, what was it?
You think I will be telling you? No, I'll be saving my mysteries for the next time you all compete. I'll have you back sometime.
Well,
that's a bold
hopefully
assumption.
We'll have some new tricks to show you next time. Especially
so there's a bit of fanfare and whatnot, and you all are presented with the scroll and the sapphire.
Is Vapor's grandfather in the audience?
He would
That's
not be
my
able
boy.
to come. He would not be able to come.
Alas, he'll just have to hear the telling of this tale.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, we did good.
Come!
Vapor.
Do not be so eager to descend back down into the weighty world below. Eat, drink, make merry. I would hear the tales of your adventures. You are welcome to rest at my palace.
I think we could
Vapor's
spare
gonna,
a long rest. Yeah.
Yeah, Vapor needs a rest. I
Noki,
know.
Noki definitely wants some food.
Your hospitality is much appreciated, Lord Zafarian. We will take you up on it.
And you are shown a sort of heroes feasting,
Feast.
if we could call it that.
As the spell, Esper, Heroes Feast.
Oh, it is a very wondrous and magical feast, to be sure, and it fills you.
Vapor does go back down to his normal size after a minute. It was just only for a minute. I should mention that.
For kicks, if you want, you can roll through all those and see what all happens.
Yes,
to you.
I will do that. How many more? I have.
I think 8 more.
8 more. Okay.
Please don't fireball us.
No, but I have all my sorcery points back again.
Nice. I mean, you would have gotten them after the long rest, but now you can play with them, yeah?
Yeah. I gain resistance to all damage.
Wow, that would have been useful. Potentially.
You cast confusion centered on yourself.
Strangely, a brawl breaks out between your party for just a moment there.
Yeah. And then...
Or 1. Okay. For the next minute, all your spells with casting time of 1 action can be cast as a bonus action.
Wow.
That would have been great.
That would have been a
That's
game
actually
changer
that's
right
one of
there.
that's one of the best ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of good ones
Yeah,
on
keep
here.
rolling. Some of these are like permanent changes, so we should see.
Okay,
Yeah.
I am now a vibrant blue.
I mean,
I no
how's that
longer-
changed? Like,
He goes
no,
from the
no,
greenish.
I'm no longer green.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
have a green tint anymore. I am just vibrantly blue.
Oh.
I guess like the blue darkens.
As you should be. That's only right and proper. You've merely
think I
reverted
got-
back to an
I
appropriate
think I got
shade.
2 or 3 more. I wasn't
Yeah.
counting.
You've
Keep
got
going.
4 more.
Okay. I need a target because I have magic missiles
Oh my.
at 5th level.
Oh my.
Oh, wow.
anyone got the shield
Unless
spell?
someone has shield.
Well, you are casting it, so you get
Just
to pick
target
where
yourself.
those missiles go.
Target yourself.
I do
You
have
could target
shield, so
yourself
yeah,
and cast shield.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vapor casts it up.
You've got-
They suddenly go up and come back as he raises a hand to create a shield.
Very impressive. I golf clap. You know, Vapor's like show of magic.
Okay. I regain 2d10 hit points.
That's actually useful.
That's helpful.
Yeah, I'm not gonna roll that because we're gonna be.
You don't gain all your hit points back on long rest. You should reroll.
But my
you
troll
should
blood
roll.
will let me because I regain 1 hit
Yeah,
point.
never mind.
Yeah, that's the
Alright.
reason why I love short rests.
I mean, it might matter if you fireball yourself.
You know what? You're right. Give me 1 second.
Hopefully,
13.
$13?
Yes.
Confusion again. Again, a brief brawl breaks out, followed by
Oh no, that was how
incoherent
many hit
babbling.
points that was how many hit points I regained. I was just
13 hit
yeah.
points. Yeah,
Oh,
for the
yeah.
2d10. That makes sense.
and we got
Give us one or two more.
a spectral shield hovers near you for the next minute, granting you +2
+2
AC,
AC,
and
and
immunity
immunity
to
to
magic
magic-
missiles.
That would have been great, like 2 rolls ago.
This should be the last one here.
Yeah. What'd you get?
Can I counterspell myself on a wild
No.
magic surge?
What? No. What'd you roll?
Fireball.
You are casting fireball, so I don't see why it couldn't be counterspell.
Couldn't you just cast it far away from us?
I could.
No,
cast-
it has to be centered on
It,
yourself.
it
It's
fire
centered
erupts
on
off
me.
of vapor.
Yeah, so it's like suddenly he glows
What?
bright red.
But he could counterspell it, I feel like.
If it
That's
does
why I'm
say
asking.
you cast, then it could be counterspelled.
Correct.
Yeah, so vapor.
If it was just a fireball hits
he
you.
suddenly starts glowing, and he realizes there's a crack of thunder, and suddenly the glowing stops, and he's like, "Ugh."
You alright there, Vapor? You
He
just
lets
like
up this
starts...
burp, and it's like smoke. comes out.
Vapor,
It's like, "Ugh."
having erupted into such a tremendous force of wild and chaotic energy,
Yeah.
your Fey shard hovers off of you, spins through the air erratically, violently, and as it does, seems to be cutting through the fabric of the plains. And you see, for a moment, a great expanse of endless ocean with mountain-sized tidal waves. You see a shadowy and gloom-wrought, oppressive landscape, and you see that majestic Fey realm that you had glimpsed recently. In fact, that one is the largest and most vibrant of the planar rifts that occur. And it streaks like a tear, streaking over to Wallykos. And Wallykos, something comes over you. for a moment there, you wonder, did Zafarian invoke another whirlwind on me? It's that sort of wrenching, twisting, encompassing feeling. And your allies have looks of shock on their face. Maybe somebody tries to do something to aid you. Would anyone feel worried for Wallykos's well-being?
What do we see? What do we see though?
Like, is it? Like,
there is what
being...
appears to be a planar rift that is encircling Wallykos.
Okay.
It's difficult to even make sense of what it is.
I'll reach
Think
out
of,
immediately and try
like,
and pull him back.
like a tear through space itself. Through the tear, there is some sort of oversaturated, vibrant, fey forest with
I
strange
reach out
sounds and lights, and it's like enwrapping Wallykos.
Yeah, I would reach out and try and grab him to like pull him back or pull him out. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably be trying to
You grab
dodge away
onto him, and do you vocalize in any sort of way, either of you?
I'd be calling out like, Wallykos, grab my hand.
So you go to say it in like the start of the words, you just get like the whoa, and your voice like warps in this strange effect, and then it just turns into these tones, and then it turns into like bursts of moths, butterflies, flower petals. There's this sound, or not sound, but this strong smell, almost like blossoms, like pollens and flower scents, but it's so strong, it's too much. It's like it's an overwhelming, and the wrapping effect of this strange fey influence goes like right off of, like, continues as though like unspooling, and goes onto Noki as well. There are 2 people now affected by this. Does anyone else do anything? The 2 of them are sort of enraptured by this.
Grabs his staff, trying to figure out why the heck the Feywild chart is now acting up yet again.
Just wild magic surge like 20 times in a row.
It's clearly it was like some sort of trigger or chain
but
reaction.
He's just never seen it go this crazy.
What is this chaos magic? What chaos is it causing?
Truly an unprecedented anomaly. So Vapor, is trying to figure out doesn't know quite what to do, is wondering about it. Zafarian is
he is
watching.
grabbing his staff, because that's where the Feywild chart's connected to.
Okay.
So he's grabbing the staff and trying to
does
pull it
Igear
down.
do anything? So this is like, while that is happening, so what was...
I'm trying to think. I mean, he's mostly just watching, I guess, but he will...
It seemed like when
Noki's
Noki went
the
to
only one
aid
who
and he
tried to
touched
save Wallykos.
it went onto him as well.
Yeah,
It's
not gonna touch any of them. He will. How close is he to them?
10, 15 feet away.
about. Yeah.
Okay.
Within a movement.
So you might be able to. Okay. Yeah, he's gonna cast Thunder Wave to try and push them apart.
Okay.
You're going to attack us with a damaging thunder spell.
A little bit. I mean, well, it's either that or.
With friends like these, who needs enemies? After we've gone through this combat, this might just drop us.
Like Noki's the newest member, and he's the only
Better
one who
upcast it.
didn't
I
try
get
to
it.
attack.
Just to make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, better upcast it just to make sure. Good plan.
No, it's just the pushing is the thing that matters, and you can
All right.
guess you could choose to
Noki
fail
and
the save.
Wallykos make, I believe it's Constitution.
I thought it was Dex. Oh,
It's
maybe it's
Constitution.
I think it's
It
Constitution.
is. Yeah.
It's one of those spells that still does damage on half though. and
I
that's why
also
it's
have
considered-
bad constitution, so
Yeah, mine's
But
not great.
proficiency with the saves.
that's true.
Yep.
I am proficient with it now.
7.
Okay, right.
Go ahead and.
I
roll
got
that damage.
I got 24.
All right,
Okay.
Igear, hurt them.
Not by much.
My two rolls today have been 18-18.
Well, on 2d8, it comes out to being 6
I think it would be
damage.
hilarious if you push him and he flies backwards through the rift that's engulfing him, and you send him to the line.
They are pushed apart.
Fuck you, Igear.
Wait. Just a quick question. I was holding on to Wallykos, I think. Like, I grabbed
Well,
him.
no, there's forced movement.
It's
Even
a forced-
grapples are
Okay.
broken by
I was
forced
just
movement.
That's the point. Get you apart, get you to be not, like, both affected
How much
by the
damage?
thing.
Give me the
Six,
damage.
6 to Walykos,
So
a mere
3 for
3
the half.
to Noki.
Okay. Not enough.
My
to
dice
do.
cooperated with me and
Noki,
rolled
the
low.
result of Walykos, who is this like riot of Fey influence, a Fey surge, let's call it, just leaves you with the effect like kind of crawling and like winding up your arm. Or do you want to like rid yourself of that? What would your reaction be? Get it off? Okay.
Yeah, like trying
Cut your arm off, quick. Tie it off with your belt of giant strength.
Noki.
Yeah, I would just be trying to get it off.
I'm gonna give your choice. You can make a dexterity check, though I think you also could make an
Strength check?
arcana check as well.
They're both bad, but dexterity is a little better. Dexterity ability check.
Yes.
And then I have something.
That
for
is bad. 11.
You are unsuccessful, and something that looks like a vine now like attaches onto your arm and starts like sprouting out like multicolored flowers and blossoms, and just from your hand up to your shoulder, that one arm is just wrapped in it, and it's just tingling. It doesn't exactly hurt. It's not really pain. It is strange and uncomfortable. There's just this riot of tingles running throughout it, as though there's just, it's almost like there's a bunch of buzzing insects trapped inside your arm, just like fiercely buzzing around.
Somebody get this off of me!
So imagine that, but it completely encompassing Wallykos. It probably like overtakes you. You're probably like just paralyzed or stunned from it. But what would you do, Wallykos? Now, before you answer,
Yes.
there is more than just this shock and the discomfort and maybe even terror of it. There is something else. There's this music, this ethereal music, and there is something enchanting about that Fey call. You don't think that this is necessarily a negative effect that is upon you.
Yeah.
Your intuition about it is that this is something that you could not fight against. It would affect you. It would change you. Not in a bad way, just in a different way.
Just a question. Did Noki not have that same feeling at all?
Sort of like that. Yeah.
Okay.
But
So
yeah, Noki wanted to get it off of
Wallykos-
him. What about you? Do you want to get it off of you?
So Walykos is going to take a moment and he's going to listen to the music. And as he listens to the music, he's going to try to just like play it in his mind, perhaps, like follow the notes and predict what comes next, and perhaps even like harmonize with it in sort of a way that he's trusting his faith, the White Raven, to protect him, and he will take the music and he will try to make it his own.
You can't see anymore the Skyspire Palace. You don't know if you're closing your eyes, if something is wrapped over your head, if you're transported to another plane, if this is just a vision that's overtaking you. Whatever it is, you are not seeing what you were seeing before. And you see a place that looks like a forest of staggeringly tall trees. The leaves have iridescent sheens on some of them. Some of the trees have blue leaves. There are giant butterflies flitting about. Off in the distance, you hear this ethereal music that's like slinking through the air into your ear. You hear some sort of giggling or cackling laughter off in some other corner unseen of this strange place. And yes, you are in a at once bewildering and enchanting glade. You seem to intuit that this is meant to be, or should be.
Wallykos is going to look around the glade and, using his very high perception, look to see if there's anyone here or anything here that stands out.
Yes, there is. You know there is. You can just feel it.
Yeah.
You can sense it. There are living things. There's a presence. Something is here.
He walks towards that presence then and looks to try and find whatever it is that brought him here. Not intentionally. Probably it was more of a accident that Vapor's magic did this, but he needs to find his way, to wherever they are, and hopefully they can help him get back, or whatever it is that he's supposed to do here.
You walk from, this partial clearing of this glade into the denser fairy forest. Who is making this music? Who is making this music? You come to a place where, beyond the trunks of some of these impossibly large giant trees, there is this big rock formation covered in moss. There's this big mossy boulder, and it almost looks like a head. It's not a carving or a statue or something. It's just a rock. But seen from the right angle, it almost looks like a head. And seated atop it is an elf. He is wearing no clothing that you have ever seen before. It's some strange amalgamation of leaves and spider silks. Perhaps beautiful. You might think of it as beautiful. It's wild. It's definitely a wild look. He's playing in his hands some sort of pan flute, and with his feet he's playing like a chime-looking thing and a tambourine-looking thing. Not exactly those, but that's what your mind relates them to. He's coordinating all his limbs and his mouth and his breathing all at once and producing this music. And then you
Esper,
come, and he just sets down his pan flute, and the music just keeps playing, and he just looks at you.
Walykos is actually proficient with pan flutes. Ever since I created him, he's had that proficiency. It's not something new.
Is this yours?
Hello there. Is he offering the pan flute?
Did you lose this?
No, I don't think so. Where am I?
We're just playing it? Wasn't that you?
I came from the glade back that way.
Yes, you and the others.
The
I thought you all
others?
cast some sort of spell. You disappeared.
Who are you? First off, that might have been me, but let's start with that. Who are you?
I am Lemmy. Who are you?
He is. What is his name?
Lemmy. Who are you?
Lemmy. Oh.
Maybe you
I am
stumbled into one of those toadstool
Walykos.
rings, and you and all of your friends got yourselves mightily confused.
Possibly. There was some surges of magic, and I felt very confused for a minute
You
there.
look very confused.
I am.
And how did you change your clothes so quickly? What strange clothing you're wearing.
I've always, as far as I know, I've been wearing this. I'm Walykos. Perhaps you have me confused with someone else?
Maybe so. But why would you be out here all by yourself?
There was a portal, and there was this rift, and I heard the music, and I followed it to you, presumably.
Yes, I think you all stumbled on one of those damnable fairy rings. You know how they like to play tricks on just anyone and everyone.
If you say so. We were in the realm of Lord Zafarian. He's a air elemental of some elemental lord.
Is that where you got these strange clothing?
No, I've had these. This is dragon hide.
Dragon. And you look to the side, and like one of the trees that's right there is actually not just a tree; it has a face on it.
It's a face on it, yeah.
And it reaches out a limbed hand and like, kind of
Touches.
invades your space, right? It's like kind of pinching and prodding, and mainly your armor and your clothing.
Yeah.
Dragon.
Yes.
You are not.
Dragon.
You are not in the plane of air. You are down on that weird material plane.
Yes. I believe it's called MIRRORMOURN.
Ah, yes. A place where dragons and giants make their wars. Not a place for
Well-
elves to be going. No, no.
But the elves live there, as our
Don't
home.
be silly. Elves live here.
Perhaps some elves do, but elves live on MIRRORMOURN. I guarantee it. They have
Why would elves
cities.
want to go to MIRRORMOURN? That's the silliest idea I've ever heard.
I don't know, but perhaps you don't know that the dragons are almost extinct. Giants have been at war with elves for centuries. Some centuries. I mean, there's much that's happening on MIRRORMOURN. I need to actually get back there. We're trying to stop.
I think you should just sit down for a moment and just rest. You seem that you are mightily confused, but I'm sure it will all come back to you after you just sleep it off for a time.
I can't afford to sleep. I have to get back to my friends.
Where did he go? He disappeared. That's
What?
strange. And the tree reaches out for you, and you see his hands just passing right through you, and they're talking as though you're not there anymore.
I'm right here. What are you? Can you not hear me? Can you not see
I
me?
think it was an illusion. Yes, it was an illusion. Damn pixies!
Can I
And then just
walk
that
over and
it all starts to fade, and you just hear the echo. Damn pixies! Damn pixies! Damn pixies!
can I
Just
grab the pan flute real quick?
You come back into yourself,
all right.
and your eyes open, and you see your allies there at the Skyspire Palace.
Am I from the perspective of I fainted or passed out? So
Sort of. Yeah, you're not lying on the ground though.
okay. I was just trying to think was it all in my head? Perhaps I saw an illusion myself.
Well, you've kind of got these flowers and buds and vines and stuff that have sprouted all over you, and there's a
Definitely not an illusion.
there's a butterfly on your shoulder with its wings. Most of that falls off of you, and most of it falls off of Nokki's arm as well. It just kind of hits the ground and crumbles away to nothing. But both of you feel something slithering inside of you. Nokki, when that fell off your arm, you felt something take into your arm, and Wallykos, you felt it take into all of you. And you feel like you need to rest. You feel very woozy.
I mean, considering my 21 hit points, yeah, I definitely would like to rest. What the hell happened? Vapor, get your magic under control. You're muted, Vapor. You're talking and you're muted. You're still muted. You're muted in the call.
Yeah,
Yep.
sorry, I didn't think I hit that mute. Vapor's pretty much trying to stay out of everybody's way, and I'm not sure why the surge was that big.
Your magic keeps causing so many problems, Vapor. Perhaps
No.
you should learn how to control it better.
His magic is the only reason why we won, so...
I don't know.
Let's-
I hit a gong. You hit a gong. Only
And he-
didn't hit a gong.
Yes, but Vapor hit 2 gongs. If you want to play that game of hitting gongs, so Vapor
It
did
is
the
faster
most.
to teleport than to fly.
Igear, you did fine job distracting him. You definitely soaked up some of his attention. So
I know this was not my fight. I'm just glad you were able to do what it took.
yeah, and if the fight had gone on, you might have changed things even more, perhaps. Still, let's take him up on his hospitality. Oh, my head. Ah,
Are you all right, Wallykos?
no, I've got this. I need to rest. I feel like I've just been tossed about by a whirlwind multiple times, almost thrown out into the void. Barely managed to hang on. Feels like my arm was ripped out of its socket, and
We
then
have
these
been through a
vines
lot.
went into me.
Perhaps this rest and dinner will do us something good.
Yeah, perhaps we do need to get back, though. So just tonight, and we head back to Vapor's grandfather's home. We should probably cast the scroll while we're here on the portrait. Prepare the crystal, because that's indefinite. As soon as we do it, it's till the
Yeah, they're linked, and from thenceforth, at any point, you can crush the
Crush it.
sapphire and
Mhm.
summon the map into your, or the painting into your hand.
Yep.
So you all take up Lord Zafarian on his hospitality. Wallykos probably is not quite so much for the liveliness and will retire earlier. And for all intents and purposes, you all will be taking a long rest. You all have also attained 2 milestones apiece.
That long rest will level us up then. I
Yep,
think
all of
even Adam, yeah.
Yeah, I think we're all getting
Even
off.
Noki. Yeah. Let's see, that puts me at 1 milestone to the next.
Yep. Same with you.
Not that I think
Everyone's
we'll
reaching
get
10th
there.
level, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Which is
So
a big level.
yeah, we'll go over your character's developments. There are a couple things that that I have to say though. So
Certainly.
why don't I just do that now, and then you guys can talk about your characters.
Yep.
So starting with Noki, it takes a bit, but eventually your arm comes back to like feeling firm and strong again.
Mm-hmm.
And upon, you're resting and you're sleeping, this might come to you in a vision. Maybe you test it out some, but you figure that you actually have an ability now with this arm. It wasn't an all-encompassing effect that transformed you, sort of like what's going on with Walykos, but it's something that you can utilize once per day, once per long rest. When
Okay.
you strike a creature with that arm, could be a melee weapon attack with that arm, or a punch, whatever it is.
Or
When
like
you
my
hit-
claw.
Or
That
your
would work
claw.
too.
Yeah, just when you hit with a melee weapon type attack with that arm, you can affect the target as though it just got targeted with the confusion spell.
Oh.
So they'll have to make a wisdom saving throw against the confusion spell. The DC will be your DC, right? Like you have a DC for your features.
Yeah.
right?
I have a DC for strength. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. So your DC wisdom save on a failure, they get affected as though by the confusion spell, just like the confusion spell.
It's a very high DC, so I'm very happy I have this.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Should be pretty damn good DC on your part there.
So is this like, what does it look like? Is it like a plant kind of arm now or something?
No.
You know what?
plants
I'll
fall
leave that up to you. You can give it an aesthetic if you would like. It's not that extreme to where like your arm looks like a plant.
Mm-hmm.
It could have no effect. It could have no visual at all. Like maybe just like a little bit of scarring that could be any battle scar.
Yeah.
Or it could
I'm
have
almost-
left. It could have left some kind of like a patterning, like
Mhm.
almost a viney fey patterning on the arm.
This is MIRRORMOURN, so maybe it almost like when you get back to this plane of existence takes on the appearance of the hypha of the giant fungal creatures of the mushroom forest.
Yeah, I do like the idea of it like having a vine because like I already have like that bestial kind of stuff with me with my claws. Like I imagine like now if I do my claws, maybe they're like green or like viney in a way or something. Yeah.
At least on one of your arms. Yeah.
Yeah, one of my arms. Yeah, not both. Yeah.
Makes sense. Well, that's cool.
So, it's only once per day, but it's a pretty damn cool effect. Can really throw a monkey wrench into the opponent.
Now I have like an extra like battle master type thing that I could do kind of like I got my superiority dice, now I get confusion.
Confusion is really nice. It's on a single target.
It's just the target that he hits. They make a wisdom
That's
save.
Still
On a
good though.
failure, they
Still
get affected
really,
by it.
really good.
And
yeah,
they make
like
a save
my
at the
D
end of each of their turns for 1 minute.
yeah, my DC is
Yep.
super high, so like it's good stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, just
And then Wallykos, when you rest, when you
Yes.
sleep, you have this bizarre dream. Like you dream about that Fey wild forest that you were in.
Yep.
And you dream that there's this group of elves that they're intoxicated, they're laughing and jesting, and they're playing music and singing, and one's playing this pan flute.
yeah.
And as they go traipsing along, they stumble into this toadstool fairy ring, and just they're gone. And you see them like coming to their senses in this mushroom forest of MIRRORMOURN, and they look totally confused as how the hell did we get here?
So they can't. So I just saw some people pop up in the mushroom forest. Okay, I'll be interested if we ever go there.
I don't know how else to describe this, so it's going to be a little bit tell instead of show.
Yeah, it's fine.
The type of confusion that they're displaying and the look of the mushroom forest makes it seem like elves have never seen this place before.
Yeah,
And this is like an older time of MIRRORMOURN.
this may have been the first elves
Yeah,
that came out of the Feywild and popped into the world.
this seems to be the original elves that came into MIRRORMOURN.
Mhm. Although, wouldn't that mean that the elves originated here rather than on the homelands that we know of Terra Morgana or whatever?
Well, there are mushroom forests in Terra Morgana as well.
Okay, then never mind. That makes more sense.
Mm-hmm. It's one of the reasons why the elves liked what's called
That
Haven
place.
Isle nowadays. Yeah, and actually the elves are largely responsible for proliferating. I don't think the mushroom forests were that big on Haven Isle originally, because they have like House Havenward in Barnacle. They got one of those mushroom spires to grow in Barnacle, and they like make that into their main tower. Yeah, so there's like an elven, I'm sure it's partially a magical process where they cultivate these giant mushrooms.
Well, I'm done my level up. I'm ready to go.
So yeah, we'll transition from there. We'll start with Wallykos, and the rest you can talk about what's going on. But we'll start with Wallykos because you've gone through some kind of transformation.
Yes, Walykos has changed subclasses through this strange mystical happenstance. He is now a Fey Wanderer Ranger, still a Ranger, which has shifted several things. No longer has the Gathered Swarm ability. Instead, he has a Dreadful Strikes ability, which gives him the ability to augment his weapon with mind-scarring magic, drawn from the gloomy hollows of the Feywild. When I hit a creature with a weapon, I can deal an extra d4 psychic damage once per turn. If I ever hit 11th level, it goes up to a d6. Nothing exciting. Fey Wanderer magic. This replaces the bonus spells that I got from the Swarmkeeper. I get Charm Person, Misty Step, and Dispel Magic. All great spells to have, as a ranger especially, who doesn't normally get those. The big one, I think, is Otherworldly Glamour, though. Fey qualities give you a supernatural charm. Whenever you would make a charisma check, you gain a bonus to it equal to your wisdom modifier, minimum of +1. which takes his abysmal charisma to a +5 wisdom charisma, basically on all his checks. And he also gains proficiency in, we're going to go with deception, because why not? Last but not least, beguiling twist. Well, from this subclass. Whenever you or a creature within 100... first, I get advantage on saving throws against being charmed or frightened. Then whenever a creature you can see within 120 feet of you succeeds on a saving throw against being charmed or frightened, you can use your reaction to force a different creature you can see within 120 feet to make a wisdom saving throw against your spell save DC. If the save fails, the target is charmed or frightened by you, your choice, for 1 minute. Target can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a successful save. So
it's like, yeah, turning the charm or fear back on the other.
Or if I cast some sort of charm or fear effect and they make their saving throw, I can use my reaction to target the same person. A different creature. So a different creature. Or if they try and charm us and we resist, I can throw it back at them. So, yep.
I like
Very
that. There's
good
something
feature.
in the Emporium like that, and there's something in Monsters Heroes like that. There's like a feat in the Emporium, and there's one of the classes in Monsters Heroes where
it's a feature that I plan to try and use.
It's good for those spells that are like single target. If they make their save, nothing happens at all. So it's cool where it's like, all right, I can echo it onto somebody else and maybe someone else. I still have a chance of affecting a target instead of nothing at all.
It has a pretty big synergy with a bunch of these spells that I think the party has. Last but not least, that 10th level ranger gains hide in plain sight. However, I am changing that to Nature's Veil, using the optional class feature from Tasha's Cauldron, which gives me, as a bonus action, you can become magically invisible along with any equipment you're wearing or carrying until the start of your next turn. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. Very powerful feature because attacking does not break this invisibility. As a bonus action, you can magically become invisible along with any equipment you're carrying or wearing until the start of your next turn. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus per long rest. Yeah, it's very good. Basically. Correct. Oh, there is one other thing that I got at first level, and I forgot that it just leveled up now. The Deft Explorer ability. At 10th level, this one's actually really good. This is actually the feature I've been looking forward to the most for your game since I picked Ranger. Tireless. As an action, you can give yourself a number of temporary hit points equal to 1d8 plus your Wisdom mod, minimum of 1, and you can use this action a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus per long rest. In addition, whenever you finish a short rest, your exhaustion level, if any, is decreased by 1.
Nice. That's really good.
In your campaign, that is huge.
Yeah, that's really good.
Because exhaustion, every time you go down to 0 hit points, you gain a level of exhaustion.
Yeah, more prevalent.
Yeah. So that's everything I got.
Which makes that feature even more valuable. Heck yeah.
That's what I took. Basically, I've been waiting for this. I did change my spells slightly. I got rid of Conjure Animals and replaced it with Summon Fey. More appropriate.
Mm-hmm. That's on theme, sure.
It also will synergize nicely. And I removed Spike Growth. As good as it is, I think we're getting to that point where I have less and less ways to push and pull since I'm no longer that ranger. And there's so many things that just jump right over it or fly over it. So I took Silence instead.
That's cool.
Which is more practical, in my opinion, for spellcasting is a big deal right now at this level. So that's me.
I'm excited to see the new Wallykos in action, which is going to be action taking place at a pretty epic location. But we'll get into that here in just a little bit. Who else has finished their level advance?
I have.
What's going on with Vapor?
So, Vapor, during his sleep, kind of was actually before he went to sleep, kind of was thinking on how could he use his magic similar to the Storm Lord did in pulling, and has the cantrip Wind Blast from the Emporium.
Nice.
And then when he does go to sleep, he has a vision of a dragon, a very specific emerald dragon. And he has picked up Summon Draconic Spirit.
Now, when you say
I
a
don't
very
know if Esper
specific
wants
emerald
to-
dragon, it doesn't happen to start and end with the letter X, does it?
I believe so. Unless Esper wants to have some sort of scene with that. Yes, it does.
So, you are, I don't know if experimenting is the right word, playing around with what you believe you're tapping into here. And you summon this spirit before you, which takes the form of what appears to be Zelix the Emerald Dragon. What is this?
Well, let's say this is a bit of surprise myself.
I loathe you. I hate you. What are you doing?
I was summoning a draconic spirit. I didn't think I'd summon you.
I will not bow to you. You are my enemy.
True. But I believe I do have control over you.
Nah, you have no control over me.
Sit.
I... Ah! A string of foul curses
Yeah.
bubble forth from his mouth, which I will not utter here.
I won't keep you here long. I want to use you in battle.
I will
Otherwise,
not
I'll let
be
you rest wherever your spirit
your
rests.
bludgeoning stick to be wielded as you see fit. Human. Gong dung. Fly.
Then you want me to
you
summon
are
you
dust.
to talk? Because we could talk all I want. Or I can only summon you for combat. It's your choice.
I am not here to do your bidding, to speak with you or do your battling.
We'll see.
Do you have any further commands?
Yeah, Vapor Tell is going to... I know this is going to piss Zelix off, but Vapor picks up any object that he can and frozen and goes, fetch.
What do you think? I'm your little beast. I am not going to go for you. I would never do. He refuses to believe this is happening, though he fetches it as soon as you
Yeah.
command him.
Yeah, the Vapor was kind of just like testing to see if there was an actual limit or if it was just... It's like, huh. Well then. I don't think I need to worry too much then, but I do wonder why I summoned you and not somebody else or something else.
Well, let's not make a habit out of this. I'm leaving now, and I will never see you again.
Vapor has not dismissed him yet. Vapor goes, well, did it work?
You are still there. I am leaving.
haven't
Goodbye.
I have to dismiss you.
Command
I
him to
have
tell
yet
you
to do
everything
so.
about Bale Vondor.
Ah!
So, I do have a question. Let's see how much control I have and what you're able to divulge. Can you let me know anything about Bale Vondor that I don't already know?
I know of nothing of whoever it is you're speaking of.
I wonder if I can command you to tell the truth. I command you to tell me everything you know about the
I
giant
don't
that we
care.
know as Baal
Utter
Vondor.
whatever you want. I am not your slave. What did
I
you
don't
just
think I'm
say
gonna-
there? What did you just say? I was talking. I couldn't hear.
I command him to tell me anything he knows about the giant that we know as Baal Vondor. The Baal that survived the fall of this island.
I most certainly know nothing about Belvander, who hides in a lair, greatly defended and warded in the pit.
Warded by what?
I don't know. I know nothing about the ballista and arcane cannons. I mean, nothing of his servants there.
Does he have many?
No.
Vapor kind of like just waves his hand, dismissing him, going,
You're not certain how much you can get him to tell you things.
Yeah,
but
that's
there
the
are
thing.
some. You're getting some
Yeah.
bits. You're getting some bits.
Vapor is going to talk to Wallykos in the morning, and he's going to summon Exil again and work with Wallykos to, because
See
he
what I can get out of it.
yeah, because
Just gotta
Wallykos has
ask the right
been here,
question.
so
Yeah.
he could use Wallykos as kind of as a lie detector of sorts to see, it's like, is this, what do you remember of it, and then we can compare notes.
Mhm.
Well, let's save that scene.
Yeah, as I said, that is down the line in the morning.
Level up. Yeah.
And just to let everyone know, Vince and I chatted a little bit, and I was a little disappointed about the spell in that it never has like a strong breath attack. It just has this kind of minor breath attack.
Yeah.
So I've ruled that once per casting of it, it does have a one action big breath attack.
Nice. That's cool.
What about either Noki or Igear?
Mine's not very interesting. I get taking another level in fighter ability score improvement.
And have you gone with improving ability score, or have you taken a feat?
Oh, forgot I could do feats. I may have to think more on this. At the moment, I'm probably just gonna do ability score improvement
Okay.
because it'll increase my AC to 20. But
+2 to con is not a bad idea.
actually
Not
plus
a
2
bad
to
idea.
dexterity because I wear armor
Okay.
because my con is really bad. All of my scores
Okay.
are really bad.
Wow.
Sure, they give you +1 to AC, to dex saves, to initiative checks, stealth. What armor are you wearing? Remind me.
Scale.
Scale? And this would bring
Be
your
fine.
dex up to how much?
Brings my dex to a 14.
14.
So, yeah.
Not a bad choice. Not a bad choice. I would have thought you had gone con, but I forgot you are an armor wearing barbarian, which is fine. Some
Yeah,
barbarians
no,
do
like,
wear armor.
I would do con, but like my con's only like I wouldn't even be wearing armor. My con's only 13.
Sure.
So,
Well, barbarians are proficient with armor for a reason. Not every barbarian is a unarmored defense one.
Mhm.
Okay. Your strength's already maxed out at 20, right?
22, but yeah, it's at 20, yeah, because of the giant belt. But yeah.
Oh, yes, of course. And con would give you 10 more max hit points.
Yeah, con. Unfortunately, my dex is a 12. Like if my dex was 13 and my con was 13, I could pump them both up. But, yeah, the only way I could like bump 2 up would be like I could do con and wisdom, or con and intelligence, or con and charisma. But the only stats that matter for me are dex, con, and strength. But the only way I can actually like get any like meaningful change is to just bump dex. Because bumping con would only increase
Your
my
con
next
and
hit
your
points by
wisdom
1.
both are at odd numbers.
Yeah, actually every single one of my stats are odd except for dex.
Strength and dex.
And yeah, strength and dex, yeah, because 20.
I could see a good argument for bumping up con and wisdom. Con for the
Yeah,
hit points,
but, like, I
and
feel
wisdom for
like
the
the-
wisdom save getting a little one
Yeah,
point better.
but my wisdom's already at 11, so
Plus
like I'm not.
perception.
Yeah. But like we already have like super wise people for perception in the party also, so it's like, yeah, I think the best stat is just getting a better
it's your
AC.
choice ultimately what
Yeah.
you think is right for Noki. So Well, we'll say you did +2 to Dex, but between now and next session, if you change your mind, just send me a message and let me know, and maybe
we'll do.
opt for a feat or something. And Igear,
Alrighty.
what is Igear finally connecting the dots with?
A lot, actually. So he had a breakthrough, I guess. He's just, has maybe had his own dreams or his own realizations while like playing around with objects and rolling things around, spinning marbles on a table or something, and has figured out 2 additional Artificer infusions, as well as how to infuse another item. He already, at last level, realized that the different parts of his arcane armor could be infused separately, and he has now been able to do that. He actually only has 2 magic items on his person: the sword that's now made of pure light, and his armor of fire resistance. But he can, should he find 2 more, now attune to up to 4 magic items instead of 3. That's, I think, maybe the biggest thing, because that's actually like warping the fabric of the game in a way. But yeah, his additional infusions are based on things he's observed, areas in which he is lacking. So if you guys are like walking in on him as he's just in the room we've been given, making noises, you realize he's like fitting on his helmet in a slightly different way, and his boots now have these little, made out of little scraps of metal and crab chitin, little kind of inlaid wings on the sides of them. And you might even notice him like jumping into the air more than it should be possible, because he's learned replicate magic item (winged boots).
So we're gonna see Igear flying.
Yes, the thing I couldn't do in that whole fight, I figure I might as well at least get myself that extra movement now.
Fantastic. Does anyone else have flight?
I used to.
Vapor can levitate, but he cannot fly specifically.
All right.
And
Igear,
I did.
you are the first flying member of this party.
That's not true, Esper. I had flight.
You had flight?
Yeah, I just used it. Remember the hover speed? No?
Oh, that's right. The hover thing.
Yeah.
It's just a 10 foot. It's just a 10-foot flying speed.
Oh, I had it. It's gone now.
Okay. That might be, yeah. Since it was just for one round and the only time I'd ever seen it.
I used it. Oh my goodness. I know
he's
it's
used
been
it
months.
several times.
I've used it before. Yeah.
Maybe because it's so slow, it's not sticking well in my memory.
It's fine. It was for plot things. It wasn't like combat effective. So, yeah.
Also, Igear, you have learned another cantrip. You get.
I had, yes, you're right. I've also done that. Level. I have not yet picked that, but I will. I was mostly focused on the infusions part, but yeah.
Okay,
I learned another cantrip,
and I have cool cantrips out there.
There are. I think I already have Wind Blast from the Emporium. But I might
take
look
Voltaic
at that again.
Strike from the Emporium.
Ooh, which one is that again? I don't have my Emporium right in front of me. It's on my shelf.
You'll make a melee attack with a weapon you're holding. And let's see, at this level, on a hit, you deal an additional 1d8 lightning damage. And between then and the start of your next turn, if the target casts a spell or uses any other magical effect, it takes an additional 2d8. Well, it just takes 2d8 lightning damage.
I mean, you don't tell me what to do. You didn't force me to do that, but just might. That's a pretty good one to pair with my sword. Oh, I retrained.
Do you have extra attack Yeah, I think
I
you
do.
do.
Yes.
You make 2.
At least I think it's an armor specific thing.
The Artificer in my other game has extra attack, but
then maybe
okay,
it's
that's
just
actually
class.
from a class feature. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I
Voltaic
forgot if it
Strike
was the
could be
class
very
or the
attractive
subclass.
because you only make 1 attack anyways. So it's just
No, I do have extra attack.
Oh, you do have extra attack. Okay.
Yeah,
All right,
I
so
said
in
I
that
forget
case,
if it's a class or
in that
subclass,
case,
but...
yeah, it's I could see a lot of times it's better just to make your 2 attacks.
Well,
but
I don't know.
It would be another option, another tool in your belt for the right situation.
Yeah. I'll let you know what I choose, but that does seem like a really
Okay.
good one.
Well, like what I said to Nick, we have till now,
Yeah.
from now till next session. So, you all have come to points of realization, of breakthrough, even of transformation, and you know what lies ahead of you now. The layer of Belvander is looming on the horizon, figuratively speaking, and before too long, literally, it will be. It seems that the time to strike is nigh before he makes his next move. There's a lot we could talk about, and I'm inclined to do a bit of paraphrasing because otherwise there's so much that we could talk about, and I want to put some main blocks in place first, just so we can kind of be on the same page in terms of this final chapter of the campaign. So, if you guys are okay with that, I'll cover some points, and then you all can let me know, what you would want to do moving forward.
Yeah, give us a nice storytelling intro to the last chapter thing.
I'll have more of a storytelling one next time. I think for this, I'm just going to stay kind of at a paraphrasing level. So the main gist is that you are going to be flying back to Barnacle. And the giants that are there with their fleet out at Holmesgate, they have not come through Holmesgate. The current report is that the scouts believe they have cleared enough rubble that they could get through now, but they have not moved through it. Reinforcements, a veritable army from Plethoris is in Barnacle now. So that makes the giants coming to hit Barnacle directly a more precarious gambit on their part. Without Plethoris and it's not just Plethoris, like there are other, different troops and bands that have come to Barnacle's aid. Before those arrived, it would have been a much less risky. It would have been a pretty catching Barnacle off guard sort of hit. But it seems like at the moment, the giants are waiting to siege out Barnacle. There's not a great deal of dismay for 2 reasons. One is that since the siege is pretty early on, it's not like Barnacle's running out of food or supplies anytime soon. And they're really only blockading things coming into Haven Isle. So it's not even a crippling siege to begin with. And the second reason is that the fleet from Terra Morgana is en route. Duncan Mantevale has already sent off sendings. He's spoken to the king. So Terra Morgana is coming. There are elven warships and elven fleet en route. So everyone is still waiting to see what the giants do. They could push through. They could just go out ahead and straight up attack Barnacle. It'd be hellacious fighting, and certainly they would cause a lot of damage. Would they prevail in the fight? There's a lot of different opinions about that. It's not clear that they would prevail in that fight. Or if they did prevail, they would suffer heavy casualties with Terra Morgana with the Elven fleet arriving to their backs within, say, a week or less than a week. So they don't have a great move just at the moment. Now, if Belvander and his forces muster, and he brings the orcs from the west over, and then they pincer, that would be a much better play on their part. So that's sort of the guess that the Duke and the Sky Knights and all the thinking that's going on currently at Long Castle is they're banking on Vonder and the orc army coming from the west to pincer Barnacle with the giant fleet and their thraits and their thralls coming by sea. So it's kind of just this matter of time as extended allies on both sides are incoming. So it is sort of this like crucial moment now where you can hit Vonder's lair before that gets before their side gets mustered fully. There are 4 NPCs that are vowing to join with you in the attack on Belvander's lair. Corgain Makel. He is a young crystal dragon, and that in of itself is a powerful ally. He's been your ally for quite some time, especially with Wallykos, and he has history with trying to thwart and work against Belvander. He is a member of the Vanguard, and he has pledged to help. He leads to the second ally. He, in his human form, has been speaking with any and all of the Sky Knights that he can. And one of the Sky Knights is also vowing to join with you and has the, I don't know if leave is the right, I'll say leave of the Duke, Varric Mantevale, cousin of Adriel Mantevale. He has personal vested interest in seeing Belvander defeated. He has a vendetta against Vander, who he blames as responsible for poisoning his cousin, such that Adriel became what Adriel became. And became a turncoat, a traitor, in the words of the people of Barnacle. So Varric Mantevale, he pledges his sword, and he's a capable Sky Knight. You've fought alongside him before at the giant ruins in the ocean and at the Battle of Holmesgate. We can't forget about the White Raven. She is with you all, especially Walykos, and she will be in that fight, giving it her all. She is a lesser deity in her own right. She wields a large amount of divine magic. She flies. She's very mobile. A tremendous ally on your side.
Basically having our own personal angel.
Yes, exactly. You have essentially like a powerful angel on your side.
Yep.
And fourth, fittingly, Arachno, also known as the Jumping Spider. A short man, a small-sized man, and he has a lot of very helpful equipment, utility equipment, gear, and
he's Batman.
He's a capable fighter in his own way. He can climb. He has these like climbing equipment, so he climbs just kind of like how Walykos and Noki climb.
Yep.
My suggestion and my request even is that at this final chapter, this final dungeon, each of you play one of these NPCs along with your character.
Yeah. That
will help me. That will help me a lot, because I'm going to have a lot of stuff I'm going to have to be running on the enemy side of things. That will
Can you provide us with?
That will relieve part of the burden. Plus, that will give you guys more things to do and engage with during long rounds.
Will we get like character sheets for them?
Yes. Yep. I'll send you character sheets or stat blocks is what it'll be.
Since Igear developed a connection with him over time, I can do Corgan Mikkel.
Sure.
Okay. And I think Wallykos with the White Raven is only fitting.
It seems good.
Yeah.
That leaves Arachno and the
Varric
cousin.
Mantavale.
I was about to say like the cousin
I'll
might
take
be good for me.
Arachno.
Yeah, I was
because
gonna
I
say the
believe
cousin might
Nick
work for me.
should
since
play the
Imperial. Yeah.
Okay.
I think
that's,
that would be.
I think that's
I get to
perfect.
play another Mantavale again.
Yeah.
Yes, it's.
But he's a
coming.
good guy. Remember, he's a good guy, Nick. He's
I
not.
know. No,
Hey,
Yeah. Nick, we will have to.
I'm
Maybe
playing
I should
Nick's,
go back
Nick's
and
looking at
break
that
Gabriel
alignment
out of prison.
LG, scratching that G into an E. No.
He's like, I must go back and free Adriel from his prison.
I think this is the perfect fit. White Raven
Yeah.
with Walykos, Corgain
I
with
agree.
Igear, Varric with Noki, with Nick, and
Aside from Vapor and
Arachno with-
Arachno, they're very fitting
Yeah.
to each of our character stories. But I mean, even Vapor and Arachno had their, little interactions.
So I'll
during
give
the-
you guys the stat blocks is what they are. The White Raven is
Uh-huh.
kind of like her own unique thing that I've created.
I'll be able to handle it.
Is a lot of spells because she's sort of like a 14th level spellcaster, and she can cast any cleric spell.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to prepare. She has her spell slots. But
Spell
she can just
slots.
cast. With using those spell slots, she can just cast any cleric spell.
Extremely powerful,
She
but
also
she is
can cast-
a being.
She can
Yeah.
cast Daylight and Guiding Bolt at will. She
Very
doesn't
nice.
she doesn't have to use any spell slots to cast those two spells.
She's basically got the guiding bolt as a
She
cantrip.
can fly. She has a pretty good amount of hit points. She, as an action, can teleport up to 100 feet to a place she can see, an unoccupied space she can see. She also, as an action, can go into the border ethereal or back into the material plane. So there's quite a lot going on with her, but you'll have a couple weeks to sort of prepare. And I did note, you'll see this, I did note some of like the most common spells that she will cast. So there's already some suggestions in there of kind of like go-to spells of the different levels of spell.
I'm not worried. I appreciate all the help. But it'll be
Corgain
good.
Mikkel is the Young Crystal Dragon stat block. I can get you that if you need it, or if you already have access to it. It's just Young Crystal Dragon.
All right.
I've also got the stat blocks for Varric and Arachno. Varric is essentially a 9th level champion fighter, and Arachno is like a 7th level rogue with some special equipment.
All
And since you're going to be seeing the stat block, I know this has been very mysterious. Maybe I won't reveal it, but at least you, Vince, you'll see what his race is. I think somebody's already guessed it correctly. So at some session
I
previously-
actually look forward to seeing what the race is.
Okay. At some session previously, you guys were like speculating, and someone did say that. I think someone did say the correct one. Anyways.
Okay.
So, other than that, it's going to be sort of like strategizing, because you're going to have to find
Yes.
the place. You're going to have to approach it in the way
Approach
that you think
it.
is best.
Not head on, because we'll get shot out of the sky by his defenses.
That's one point to consider, is
Yeah.
the kite sails. Now, obviously, you'll take kite sails to get to the region.
But we're not going to fly and let him see us coming in, shoot him with, arcane ballistas.
Yeah, there are some risks. Yeah, especially if your
That being-
kite sails get shot out of the sky. You don't. want
That being
to happen.
said, we have a lot of climbers with natural climb speed in the party, and some flyers and things. I think that if we can find a back way in, I think it'll work out.
So, general approach probably will look something like fly to the region, or like
Land.
sub region or something.
Mhm.
Find a place to land and try to get the kite
And
sails
scout
to
it.
just stay somewhere.
Yeah.
You might even bring someone to tend to them, and then you'll go on foot.
Yes.
Do you then try to strike at the front entrance, or not try something else? Core game.
There's a side entrance.
Yeah, core games.
we
Core games
should-
telling you there is a secret entrance.
Yep.
Um,
It's probably
been-
defended in some way.
It's been many years since he snuck you out of it.
Oh, it's
And-
definitely been discovered. I'm certain that there's going to be defensive traps or something.
Yeah,
Well,
it
we
seems,
also do
it seems
have
very foolish
Zealots
to assume that
that we can-
secret entrance that he used is in the exact same state that he left it in.
Yep.
Something probably has changed since then.
Yeah, and we also have Zealots who might be able to give us something information.
Yeah,
but
we
not
can
a-
definitely do that. Hey, you want
Yeah.
to do that right now? We got
Yeah,
2 minutes.
could we?
Esper?
Uh,
If you're willing to let us even interrogate Zelix. I know that wasn't the intent of the spell.
I think he should not be able to give us a lot. I think he should only just give us like
Oh well,
very,
he can like nod his head like yes when he's
Yeah,
trying to say
but
no.
can't
with
give us details.
Your mouth says no,
he'll
but
get you some, he'll get
the
you some
compulsion
bits.
says
he'll get
yes.
you some bits.
Yeah,
I don't know if now's the right time for that. Maybe.
Okay.
I just got a super chat pop up with Real Holtzinator,
Oh my goodness.
and he's reminding
always-
me that he sent me a message like some time ago. Do you remember that he was thinking about
do,
what
I do.
what to
Yeah.
add in? So Holtz, if I can call you that, I'm going to read that right now. Sometimes I get very swamped and don't get around to messages as quickly as I would like. So
Esper
I'm going to read
always
this here.
doing stuff.
I'll just read it out loud. Okay. Feel free to modify if you think this is unbalanced. On one of the spellcaster orcs, there is a crab shell fragment, crudely whittled into a lightning bolt with an aura of transmutation surrounding it. Perhaps the orcs have had more successful ritual summoning of the living storm than this one. When added as a component of a weapon or armor, it could give the user the ability to activate haste for 1 round using a bonus action up to 3 times per day. Only after the 3rd activation would the negative effects of haste occur. Okay, where you have like a round where you're
That's kind
you're
of cool.
incapacitated. I
You're
was thinking
giving
this
up a
could be
bonus
piece added
action.
to Noki's new chitinous belt. It would
Yeah.
allow him to get 1 more attack a turn or disengage and move around the battlefield. But since
Well,
activating
not-
rage also takes a bonus action, he wouldn't be able to use it along with activating rage. The
I
effect
want
Yes.
it. I want that, please.
Well, it takes your bonus action to activate it, so you give up whatever you can do with your bonus.
but I think
action.
that's
That's
good.
fine. I
It's
only-
good to
I only use bonus
have to
action for
choose
rage.
between options.
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's a great thing. for
Now,
Noki,
not to be
actually.
that guy to force myself into this discussion, but could it be possible this is something where it could be made? Because I know one of my things I get as a
That'd be
feature
cool,
of
yeah,
level
if like
10,
Igear made it for me.
part
Yeah.
part of it is that I
You
can
tune it
reduce
up.
the cost and time
Yeah.
of making magic items. I know the rules in 5th edition for making magic items are kind of meh, but then also
Just-
if I could make one, I could probably also make 2, including for
Well,
myself.
maybe instead of making it, you're able to
Noki first.
combine this item that Noki found with the belt. So
Right.
that way, it's not a brand new item that's being made.
Why
It-
don't we use Esper's Emporium's rules for, the flaws and the magic item stuff? Like, why don't you make some rolls? If you you could either take it as is, Noki, or you can let Adam try to maybe do a little something to it so that he can, What do you
okay,
think
so
about
here,
that,
So here's what I'll say. I like the idea. I think it's cool. So this will be a wondrous item. It will require attunement. I like it how it is. You can do haste as a bonus action. It'll last for just the 1 round, and then if you activate
And
it for
the
that 3rd
third
time
time.
in a day, then
Yeah.
after that round you have the round of being incapacitated with lethargy. So
Yeah.
I think it's cool to imagine that Igear is the one who actually crafted this because he was already working on that belt. So, but if you want to make another one, you'll have to pay an amount for the components for it. It's like you have enough for that one, and now that you know how to do it, you can make another one as long as you pay enough,
Of
which
course.
should, I imagine you would have enough to purchase costly components or whatnot.
Maybe. I mean, I actually offered to Tamarack Larks all the gold I had on hand, but
Maybe you have
that's
an
not
ally
counting, like,
who is
there's stuff we
generous.
have. We have something like a party fund, right? There's stuff that we.
I mean, I wouldn't
we need to share out.
mind I've got one free attunement slot.
I mean, I have 210 gold.
Yeah, I don't think
And
it would be.
two pearls.
I don't think it would be extremely expensive to make this.
I've got
so-
700 gold. Yeah.
Okay.
There
So
we go.
just
I
name
think
a price.
700 is enough. That's fine. You're
Okay.
one who's
I'll-
making it, so it's saving you some of the costs. So,
am I making now one or two more?
you've already
Well,
made
here's-
Nokis. The
If
700. you
I'm
can make
paying-
another one.
If I'm paying for it, I would like it, but it's up to you. Also requires a free attunement slot.
Right.
So
I mean, if you're paying for it, I'll make one for you and one for myself.
let's do it.
That's kosher.
Wait, am
All
I
right.
getting one too?
Yeah, you were the first one. Here,
Oh, okay.
You get the free one.
Yeah, yours was like the prototype, if we can call it that. So it's already completed.
What
it
are we
was like
calling these?
that's like
These
part of
are-
the treasure that we consider it part of the treasure from that
Gotcha,
encounter.
gotcha.
Bless
I
you.
would call
Skitter,
these
Skitter or something in the name.
crab
Skitter
haste-
bolts.
Skitter,
crab attack belts.
Skitter belt.
Skitter
Um,
belt.
Well, because it's lightning bolt shaped, right? So bolts
Skitter
of
bolts.
the something.
So could you send exactly what it does again so I can write it down? Like somewhere?
Yeah.
I,
I
can.
will,
We can
um,
write it down.
I can type it
Yeah.
up. I can type it
And I'll
up.
just copy paste it into a custom item.
Yeah,
on my
that's
sheet.
exactly what I'm doing. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. It seems to me like it's like on the lower end of rarity.
It's still great. Like for it's kind of
I mean, like a
in
haste
terms
for
of like
a round.
valuing
That's
to
huge.
it. Yeah.
yeah. It's like a step above a potion of haste, but potion of haste is better in some ways.
Yeah.
It's
Even
like a
extra
reusable potion of haste that's a little bit worse. Yeah.
And it
Times
regains
better.
spent uses daily, I imagine.
Thank you very much, Holsteiner. That was a fantastic suggestion.
Yeah, it's a
gonna be
great
cool.
item. Yeah. Cool. All right. Well,
So,
we're getting a bunch of these.
I'm of a mind to do the interaction with Zelix at the beginning of next session.
Sure.
Okay.
It'll help us plan. Is the big thing.
Another thing that you guys could also consider is if you want to try to bring anyone else. I'll leave that up to you all.
Yes. I may have some suggestions for that.
I think that we should bring Adriel to help with this last fight, just as a suggestion.
Yeah, that's totally legit. He won't betray us at the last minute and have a
He's learned
dramatic
his lesson.
battle.
You know, he's learned his lesson. You know.
Adriel, if you will just come to my side, we will clearly win this battle. But if I don't come to your side, we will
It's
clearly
not the
win
right
this
time,
battle.
Belvander. I need to wait till after you lose this battle before I can join you. They trust me now.
He
Really,
truly is-
Belvander.
Adriel truly is lawful evil, betraying Belvander when he gave him his word.
Yes.
I think this is a good pausing point here, and then we'll
Oh, it
start
is.
next session with the interrogation and the approach. And
Yep.
no spoilers, but I am planning on this to be a big epic finale. This final dungeon.
Excellent. Let me just confirm one last thing. We did cast the instant summons on the map.
Yep.
I'm just going to mark that is mentally done. Yep.
We probably could cover this next session, but I'm not sure. Did we talk about, because this was several months ago, about looking for more Brine Star?
We did. There's no way to get it. It's from
Okay.
another continent entirely.
Yeah.
Okay,
And it's very
couldn't-
difficult.
I know you said something about it, but it was like I could not remember completely what it was.
Vapor wanted to make more bombs, and we've covered this Esper ad nauseum. Like, there's no way to get the Brine Star.
Yeah, okay.
Indeed, that ingredient does not seem to be in Haven Isle.
It's not native yet.
Okay. No, it was. I couldn't remember, and it was. First thing that came to
Hey,
my mind was get
if
Brine
we-
Star, load up those barrels, take the blimp over, and just drop them.
If we had teleportation magic to some big city that had Brine Star in it, that would be a great thing. But last we were
It's from
Not that-
Drizzt, though, right?
Drism tea.
That's a long, long way away.
teleportation's crazy. But yeah, we don't have access to that high level magic.
Oops. So
Um,
I suggest
yeah.
we'll pause here. I think this is the right
Yeah.
the right
We'll talk.
denouement of the session. We'll chat a bit
2 weeks?
post-session. And yeah, we'll be back in 2 weeks.
Assuming no crazy things happen.
Yeah, assuming tornadoes don't hit anybody or whatever else is going on this time.
Well, you're the only one in Kansas, so
August 6th.
Was there a
Okay.
tornado in North
6th.
Carolina just last week?
Yeah,
Nick?
yeah, we had a
Yeah.
tornado warning. Like it was pretty crazy. Like it was pretty close by to me. It was like maybe like 30 minutes or an hour away. Where like there.
Well, we
could
can
have been a
talk. We
tornado.
can talk during the after session time when we're voting on inspiration.
Sure.
Good.
Thanks for
good
playing,
session.
guys. Good session. Thanks everyone for watching, and really looking forward to the next one. Super excited about the layer of Balevonder.
Indeed.
I've been looking forward to
yeah.
this
Oh,
for like
this
the
is gonna be
last 3
big.
months.
we have
Yeah,
so
it's-
many
it's
things
gonna be
helping
big.
us.
It's gonna
Yeah.
be big.
It's gonna be bad that we fight.
All right, everyone.
Fey
Until
Wanderer.
next time, may your adventures be many.